What's up, y'all? We're back, baby. What's going on? How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. It's been a long season and a long off season, but we're back right here and on the go at CeeLo. And I hope you guys have had fun. I hope you guys have had a long off season, but we're back. We're ready to have some. And the Madhouse returns. We're here at Bowman Gray. Yes, sir. Let's have some fun. I'm sorry I never came to your off-season streams. That's okay. It's all right. But the videos are out there. Make sure you check them out. We're going to have a good preseason video next Friday for you guys to watch. The paint scheme and preview has been off the chain, y'all. Over 10,000 views. We've gotten so many likes and subscribers. We're almost at 28,000. I can't believe it. But let's get into the chat. Let's say hi to everybody. What's up? One World, what's going on? Richard, Leaf, Kevin, Susan, Broddy, Robert. Let's see, who else is here? Who else? Who else is on goes by? Gourmet, Brown, C. Brown, what's up, my man? C. Brown, Molly, what's going on? Kevin, Trenton, CD, Shawrear, what's up? Good to see you. Gregor, Michael, Eva, who else? Michael. Tick, tick, tick. Who else? Jaspy. Hello, everybody. Deb came here earlier. Mobs, you on YouTube as well. But make sure you guys are hitting the like, hitting that subscribe. We're back, y'all. We're ready to have some fun. And tonight, we're going to have a good time here at the Clash. And we're going to have a good time. I'm just waiting on hopefully they do the raw feed for tonight. I don't know how they're going to do the raw feed tonight. I have no clue. But we're going to play. We'll have some fun no matter what. But it is back, y'all. Joey Logano won the championship, and it's good to be seeing everybody. Paul, what's going on? Scott, absent name, what's going on as well? Appreciate you being here, and thanks so much for hanging out tonight on the Go Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, y'all. We're trying to get to 28,000 subscribers. What's up, Cash? What's going on? Cash Dalton, good to see you. My gosh, we are here at the main event. Tonight, it is practice and qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series, and then followed by the heat races, 4 heat races, and based on the qualifying, they'll have their poll suggested winners for each heat race. And then the after the 6 through 10 will run second place, and so on and so on. So hope you guys are ready to go. We're gonna have a good time, and then tomorrow is the last chance qualifier and all of that. But wow, we're on FS1 tonight. FS1.
To start the season.
Let's go, FS1, y'all.
It's a football field, it's a racetrack, it's many things. It is known.
And Fox is back.
Hi, everybody. Mike Joy, Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick. We're thrilled to be back with you again for the 25th season of NASCAR on Fox. And Kevin, what does it mean to this sport to begin this season, not at one of the traditional
Appreciate y'all being here.
right here?
Well, this is how it should be.
That like you're coming in.
The grassroots level racing all the way to the top with the Cup Series. It
Let's
ties
go
our
race. What's up,
past with
Zachary?
our present, and I couldn't be
What's
happier
up,
for
Filter
our sport
Drake?
to be here at Bowman Gray to tie all that together. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see how this gets started, Clint.
Speaking of excitement, let me throw this at you, Kevin. Over half of the field folks are in new places. A new driver, a new crew chief.
Spain here too. I didn't see her. Oh no, she's out and about, but she's doing good, y'all. Soren, what's going on? And what's going on from home? Good to see you, Ann. T-Van. Good to see you, bud.
This evening,
good to see you, T-Van.
Clash practice. 2 8-minute sessions and then a 4-minute final session that will set the lineup for tonight's heat races.
No, it's not. It's not tonight.
Green flag lap heats and the top 5 will advance. Tomorrow on Fox, the last chance qualifier is 75 laps and only 2 will advance to the big dance. Plus the highest driver from 2024 points. Not all.
I'll have it on yet, the leaderboard. Just waiting on it.
Will start. That means 16 will go home tomorrow. After
what's up, Wade? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, Brian? Good to see you.
Well,
welcome in, everybody.
Agendas, and I tell you what, Clint, this is a tough place to get used to everything. Where if you're a new driver, a new crew chief, engineer in one of those places, it is intense because you've basically got 2 practice sessions.
We just hit 28,000.
And all the simulator time that you've spent preparing for this race.
High to the face. It's on FS1 today. FS1.
Figure all that out. The guys that have teammates will have a little bit of an advantage tonight to kind of see throttle traces and things like that.
FS1.
And I always wanted to be in the second or third group so you could see that progression right off the bat.
Oh, yeah, watch those guys make a mistake and learn from it. But also strength in numbers, right? Your teammates are out there. You're going to learn something with a line that they're running or an air pressure or an adjustment. Something is going to be learned from as we go through these practice sessions. This racetrack.
Welcome in, everybody. It's here finally, Kendrick.
It's a perfectly symmetrical running track. That means the shortest way around is the fastest way
Yeah,
around.
all these monster cars, right? All these monster cars.
To go through them. That's good for us.
That's right.
Well, it's good for TV, certainly. But yeah, it's a narrow racetrack and there's nowhere to pass. But they've been doing it here for years. Grand National racing here from 1958 to 1971. And the modifieds, they've been here forever, including today.
It happened.
All right, so we got. Let's go over the schedule here tonight. Oh, that's the wrong one. But there is the event format. We'll have 4 25-lap heat races. And then we're going to have 4 25-lap heat races. We're first going to do practice and qualifying. And then we're going to do the 4 heat races based on practice and qualifying. The top 22 will get in on speed. And then the 23rd qualifier in the last chance, the top 2 will get in, 21st and 20th. So the top 20 get in tonight. And then tomorrow, 21st and 22nd entry will be in on the last chance qualifier, 1st and 2nd. And then we're going to have the 23rd spot is going to be based on whoever was in the top 25 in points, who's not in the class yet, will get in as well, and everybody else will go home. But hope to have a good time here tonight. And thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. All right, so let's take a look here. They haven't brought up the raw feed yet, but Kozlowski, Tim Brown in that 15, y'all. So let's do it. Let's get into it. Who's going to get the poll? Who's getting the poll today? Who's going to be the poll winners? Guess the poll winners here. I'm going to go Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson, and I'm going to go, heck it, Kyle Busch. So Larson, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Busch. That's my 4 poll winners. Jacob's got Burt Miles. Barron's got the 60. One World's got maybe Brad K. I hope Busch. Crucial to qualify in the top 6. Tim Brown on the pole. Ooh, Kevin's got Tim Brown on the pole here tonight. But thank you guys for getting us to 28,000. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. What's up, Coach? Good to see you. Joey Logano on the pole. Ooh, could the champion, the reigning defending champion, get in here tonight. But make sure you're hitting that like. We're at over 100 likes already, 120 and climbing. Keep it going, y'all. Let's see if we can blow it out of the water tonight. So tonight, there's no cams, and we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight as well during the commercial break with HBO Max coming to the cams and stuff. But Bronny says, Ryan Preece, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. Ooh, Bronny with the Denny Hamlin. I like that. Of course, no more FedEx, y'all, as you know. No more FedEx. So Denny Hamlin just said today that Debt Relief of America is going to be his primary sponsor for this week. So heat races coming up around 7:30. So we got about 2.5 hours before the heat races. But we got practice and qualifying. And we'll be bringing you practice and qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series. And maybe we'll add in the Xfinity Series as well and get that going too as well. So Soren, what's going on? Says hope for Denny Hamlin. We'll see. Gary's got Kyle Busch. Let's see who else. Emmy Racing's got Kyle Busch. Congrats, CeeLo. Thank you so much, Richard. Debbie's got, what's up, Debbie? Good to see you, Debbie. Dislike, what's going on as well? Simon says SVG. Ooh, the 88 in that 88 paint job. Awesome. That 88 paint job looks good, man.
They're going to get the opportunity to start in their first ever Cup Series races.
Practice is on here in just a second, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Oh, wait,
I'm rooting for Burt Miles too. Nice. CeeLo said Rowdy. That's right. I did say Rowdy. I think he makes a big comeback. Now Chase Briscoe tomorrow is my dark horse to win the whole thing, but we'll see how that goes too as well. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, y'all.
Have a different crew chief, different manufacturer, you name
Keep it going.
Chase,
will there be cams for the first regular season race? Not sure, Brian. We'll talk about that during the commercial break.
Completely different from what I know.
We got to see.
8-minute run, getting comfortable, learning the switches, even where the gas pedal is, his comfort within that race car. So a lot of different agendas here, but one thing is true, Mike. Everybody in this garage is ready.
Trying to see, there's no raw feed yet.
It's a leap into the great unknown. You know, not since the clash.
Member up and get your emojis. That's right. There's the emojis, coach. Put them in there too, y'all. Have fun with that.
Well, Mike Joy, you mentioned it. 54 years since the Cup Series ran here at Bowman Gray, and it's a clean sheet of paper for everybody. Nobody has notes on this quarter-mile racetrack. I talked to most of these crew chiefs today. All of them told me the same thing. We have no idea. We do not know. The anticipation hit this racetrack to find out things. When can we cut that fast lap? How much of the tire is going to fall off?
6:10. So we got 1 minute before practice. Tomorrow I think it will be boxing match breakout in NASCAR. I bet. Scott.
That determines where they start that heat race. That could be the difference in making the
there's no cams for these races today anyways, y'all. There's no cams for these today's races at all. Jacob says Ty Gibbs.
All the way around this track, but maintained the outline of the track as it was. We're broken into 3 groups for clash practice. Here is group 1. And important to note, you talked about having teammates. Well, Hendrick Motorsports has 3 of their 4 cars in this first group.
Yeah, and that'll be a little bit of a, who knows how it all works out. I know that being in the first group is not what I would prefer, and I know that having 3 cars in that first group is not probably the
We go practice. Scenario, this is going to be Christopher Bell's year to 5 wins or more. He's still salty from the past year. I know, man. It's crazy.
Make sure
there we go.
And everything are the same from the simulator to the racetrack, and get used to everything in the car. And I think those guys that are new situations, they got to get used to things like switches and pedals and all that stuff inside the car.
I like what you said about Mark.
All right, let's get it going. Practice.
This is flat, pancake flat.
Practice.
So your apexes, all your markers that you use on a banking corner, they're hard to see, especially in traffic. So finding your markers and knowing where you're at on this tight racetrack, very difficult.
Yeah, and you can see right here, you can see the edge of the grandstand sticking out, and they have to make the wall. There's a lot of unique characteristics like that off of turn 4, and then there's another on the entrance to turn 3 where the wall comes back in because the edge of the grandstand actually sticks right out to the wall of the racetrack.
Yeah, that's the way it's always been. This was built as a football stadium, and then the racetrack.
Bell wins the pole. The year belongs to Bowman. It's on NASCAR.com. Raw feed. NASCAR.com live. Make sure you're hitting that. Here's Group A practice. Group A.
And one thing that we talked about during the week, and you can see those little knobs right there that they call curbs. I think that a lot of these guys think they can run below that concrete and actually hook those storm drains around the bottom. So it'll be very interesting to see what the strategy is as far as how.
Merry New Year, Ned. Good to see you, Ned. We talking about practice. Big Wade's always been banned. Christopher Bell, what's up? D, what's going on, man? FS1's got the race on TV. Yes, it is. It's on FS1. This is weird, this little track, y'all. This is practice, not qualified. Correct.
They need to get out there and see if they'll upset these cars when they get on them rumble strips.
Yeah, and the biggest difference between Bowman Gray Stadium and the Coliseum that we've been at the last few years, the Coliseum had this apron with these rumble
Keep hitting that like and that subscribe, y'all.
There's no inside wall here, which is great for us because most likely they're going to.
It's okay to rub Bubba into the road. Yeah, right.
For those passes, but here we go.
8 minutes timed practice. This will not count toward qualifying. This is open practice. 2 sessions, 8 minutes each for 3 groups of race cars, 13 cars, 13 and 12.
Yeah, from a driver's perspective, and this is what you would expect right off the bat.
Kyle Larson giving it to
he's going to adapt and be fast and probably do that.
Byron already.
You see him right down next to the curb, William Byron. has a little bit of that diamond. But right now they're getting their markers. They're figuring out, okay, how much brake do I need to use? The biggest thing they don't want to do is slide that left front tire, because if you slide then lock up that left front tire.
Long time no see, Lori. Good to see you.
Less and less grip in the front
What's
turn.
up, Simon?
The cars don't turn as well as we see Kyle Larson go on the inside of William Byron.
Thank you, Tuza. Thank you so much.
Wallace, now Ty Gibbs.
Where's the 11? He's not practicing right now. This is Group A.
Both Dillons.
Group A practice, 13 cars.
Their grandfather, Richard Childress, started his racing career right here.
Riley Herbst, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, we see Riley Herbst there in the
Riley Herbst.
Toyota.
There's Austin Dillon.
I like what I see out of Ty Gibbs. This car's really fast, passing cars, just passed underneath Daniel Suarez. It's just steady, looks really solid, not slipping a tire, whether it be in the corner or off the corner on the throttle.
And really that's what we've seen at the Clash. I felt like the Gibbs cars were always the dominant cars, in practice and with speed. Ty Gibbs led a ton of the race last year at the Coliseum. It didn't work out for him in the end. He's got a new crew chief this year, but we expect those Gibbs cars. I expect those Gibbs cars to be, the cars to beat.
Now, the first pass we saw was Kyle Larson getting to the inside of Tim Brown.
Wow, look at that lap count. I know, right?
Brown, who's driving the
14-second lap.
Yeah, and right now Tim Brown is, he's in
Thank you, Drake Roth. Thank you for subscribing.
He's
Appreciate it.
Himself, my goodness, this car doesn't
Hit that
turn
subscribe,
very good.
y'all.
This car doesn't accelerate. The pedals don't feel the same. The steering's not the same. Everything about the car is not normal to him currently.
But to his credit, he built this car. He's a full-time mechanic at Rick Ware Racing, fabricator, and so he knows this car inside and out. We'll see how he does. He's trying to become the second oldest driver to make his Cup debut. Andy Pilgrim at the road course has that mark. So lap times here, because this is a flat track. Right now we're about 7/10 off of the fastest lap in practice at the Coliseum last year. That track had a bit of banking to it.
That track had a little
so
bit
the NASCAR.com still has those scanners. You can do those.
And this tire is softer than we had there as well.
Yeah, and
man, I'm really tired of getting out there to Madhouse this weekend. You really tried. Go Tim Brown. That's right, NY.
Finding out the wear and the way that lap time is going to fall off, or if it is going to fall off, and what you need.
How many
to do with the
drivers
tire is
are allowed in the
going to
race?
learn a curve,
The main race
really
is 23 drivers.
Doesn't sound like a lot, but around here
23. What's up,
laps.
Pierce from Orlando? Nice.
About halfway already.
Noah Gregson in that new ride, FRM.
Carson Hocevar,
Hocevar
has been
putting it behind the wall.
He is headed to the pits. That'll be the end of this practice session for him.
Yeah, you can't
adjustments. Again, they're 14 laps, right? I mean, I want to log laps. I'm going to go out there, get used to this racetrack first and foremost, and then put those thoughts in the back of my mind. All right, let's free up a little bit here, maybe a little bit of drive there.
Yeah, we saw the 10 car right behind Austin Dillon get into those drains, and you saw that car hop that left front. You see that car hop that left front tire. There's actually storm drains below the curve. That's what you see.
Pin-filled weekend.
That
nice.
Strip, and the storm drains are below that, and those cars are hopping really bad on the left front.
That 3 car in particular, when you said hopping, I was noticing that thing hopped all the way down the straightaway. Struggling with the handling of his car, Austin Dillon.
Yeah, you see that drain right there. Those guys are going to search around. They're going to try to figure out
Top Cat? Good to see you, man. Welcome back, Top Cat.
We had a modified race here earlier, and really this group is going to kind of pick that rubber up and start to get this Goodyear rubber down on the racetrack.
Dillon and the other bro, Dillon. Yeah, both Dillons in the NASCAR Cup Series now. Dillon in that number 10.
Yeah, once they pull off the racetrack, they can't come back on during practice.
As you said at the top, Kevin, it's going to take a while to get some rubber down on this racetrack, and who knows when we'll get a second groove worked in.
Yeah, this track is really flat, and I know the Coliseum was flat too, but like you said earlier, Clint, the corners have a different shape.
Let's go, CeeLo. What's up, Vanderlyn? What's going on, man?
And everything on the inside of the racetrack is going to really change the complexion of how you drive this track, how you race this racetrack. So it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out.
I like what you just said right there, and I think it's 2 different things. I think you drive this racetrack one way and you race it a different way.
Yeah, making a fast.
It's a quarter mile. Yeah, it's quick. 14 seconds. Ty Gibbs right now. This is Group A practice.
We talked about this earlier, Clint, and when you roll the center of the corner really well, like you and I, that's how we like to drive, with speed through the middle of the corner. This racetrack, you want to keep it on the bottom of the racetrack when you're racing, kind of get that diamond, get a good run off of the corner, and that's a good defense against people like us that roll the center fast.
Now, Carson Hocevar has been allowed back on the racetrack. He was flagged off because the window net came down. That's a safety violation. They allowed him to reattach it.
We're back on Fox again.
Put it back up. To my eye, Kyle Larson seems to have the best drive off the corner of anybody in this group.
Well, he certainly logged a lot of laps.
Oh, we appreciate it, NASCAR.
Wow.
We're back, baby.
Season. He's been all over the world for
What's
that
on the
matter,
grill?
Racing, Chili Bowl winner, just the kid's always in a race car. So being able to catch on to something new faster than the others doesn't surprise me.
You're riding with him. Got another golden driller at the Chili Bowl this year.
Al Larson's my pick to win it all, y'all.
That's really the one of his strengths.
Larson's
is going to
fourth
find
fastest.
different lines and figuring the racetrack out, and he's just not scared to go out and look for different things and
The
put his car
Dylan
in different
Bros.
spots. And
Next
he's got
race
such a great
is
feel
a
for the
Clash,
vehicle,
and
no
then
matter where he's at or
Daytona
what he's driving, to be
500
able to adapt
speed
with
weeks.
whatever condition he
You got
needs to his driving
qualified,
style.
and then we got the duels, or whatever you want to
You
call
see
it.
him inside the car right there.
However old you are is what you call it.
Inside the car, you see him unwind the wheel. You'll see him go in the corner brake, start to trail off the brake, and as soon as you get off the brake, you want to unwind the wheel as soon as you touch that throttle to try to get that right rear tire to lock up as much as you can to get that drive
These
going
are
forward.
practice.
You can tell how
Group
tight this
A.
racetrack is and how much wheel he's putting in it to make
5
the
for the
corner.
championship,
Turns
Kyle
out he
Larson.
almost has to let go with his left hand.
32 years
Got loose
old.
getting in the corner there. Look at that. Look at the back steering. That's pretty cool to see.
And that's one of the things that with this tire, when the tire on this particular next-gen car wears out, the first thing that starts happening under braking, that right rear tire will start to slide as you get to go in the corner. And you have to adjust the brake system a lot on these cars.
Did we see a little bit of the chrome horn there between Alex Bowman and Ty Dillon? I think we did.
I hope so.
We're going to see a lot of it over these next 2 nights.
You're going to need a
Ty
front
Gibbs
bumper,
still
that's for
leading
sure. I
here,
don't think half
and
those
he was
cars
dominant
finish
in the
modified
Clash
with a
last year, if you remember.
You know, this is just one of those
Glad to see you
racetracks,
back too, Glenn. Thank you
I
for
think
everybody
when we
coming
went to the
back, y'all. I
Coliseum for the
appreciate
first
you.
time, it was like, I don't really know what to expect, but it was really, really neat. And I think everybody knew they were
See
gonna
how
have to
Gregson
run
does
into
in this
each other.
newly
And this is just a
rebranded
place
front
where you're
row.
gonna
That's
have to
right.
run into somebody to get by them.
No more
Ty
Michael
Gibbs
McDowell
just
either.
lowered his own best fast lap. 14:01.9.
Ty Dillon, third fastest
actually
right
on
now.
his 7th.
Look at Ryan
32
Priest.
laps.
2 cars,
And
2
practice
drivers, and
1
new
is
cars.
over. Ty Gibbs, best in all averages, best 10,
All right.
best 15.
We
best
got
20
another
consecutive
commercial
laps.
break.
How about that?
We appreciate you. Thanks so much, Kyle. Let me see any Ty Gibbs fans in the house tonight. Where is Eric Church? Is he coming back this year or not? What's going on, everybody? We appreciate you being here. Hello, hello. Welcome in as you're coming in. Share the stream out. Tell a friend. Tell him CeeLo's back. We're back to have some fun here this 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. Not only are we doing the truck races, the Xfinity races, the Cup races, we're doing it all. And we're definitely going to have a good time. Maybe throw in some Xfinity practice this year. I know we really didn't do much Xfinity practice, but maybe we'll do the Xfinity practices as well. But Cole Custard as well. He's up in that 41. We're gonna call him Cole Custard. I saw that the Andes, they must have heard me in our paint scheme preview because I said I want the Andes back. So the Andes frozen custard is coming back. Where is it streaming? It is on FS1 right now. But welcome in, Elizabeth. I see you. I got you, Elizabeth. I see you. Hi, Elizabeth. You don't have to say that many times, but I got you. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome in. So just right during practice right now, and we'll see how it goes after this. But thanks for the ones that are here hanging out with us tonight. Lloyd, good to see you. Dragon Dreamer. Hello, T. Lee. What's going on? All the folks that stopped in on the off season during our basketball streams and whatever else we did on cruises and all that stuff. I want to thank you guys for stopping in and saying hi and popping in and saying that you missed me and all that stuff. So I do appreciate that. So good to see you. Please don't spam. That's right. We got you. Well, if I don't see you eventually, I will. I can't see everybody. There's over almost 600 folks in here. But welcome in. Bronny says, Priest has knowledge at Bowman. He won in the lower series back in the 2010s at Bowman Gray. Oh, awesome, Bronny. Good stat. Ryan Priest knowing this track pretty good. Looking at RFK, his new ride as he's gone from Haas and now over to RFK and that 60 car full time for him. So I don't know if the practice is over or we got caution or what.
But first, let's check with Larry Mack.
Yeah, Mike, standing here in the middle of turn 3, I could see a lot of what the cars were doing.
Sean, good to see you.
Just to confirm what I was seeing, I talked to Dave Rogers with 2311. They had 2 drivers in that practice session. Bubba Wallace in the 23, rookie Riley Herbst in the 35, and they are
all right. Exactly, Lloyd.
I think a lot of that is because they're trying to get the car to turn through the middle, but the car wants to come around loose.
All right, this is Group B practice now.
Thanks, Larry Mack.
Group B practice.
So here is Group 2.
And remember, they still haven't learned.
One thing I noticed is
they added everybody together.
Right here, Burt Myers just pulled out on the
let's watch Burt Myers, see if he goes to the top.
He's gone around and has been cheering him.
What's up, Greg from Indiana? What's going on? Winston Salem native. Good to see you.
Tim Brown, you're a fan of one.
Sean likes this racing at the Kingdom. That's right. SVG
cool
is in this group. Any Aussies out there watching tonight?
Really
watching in the middle wee hours of the morning.
Burt Myers.
Any Aussies? It was actually during the day, I think, over there. Any Aussies out there, New Zealand? Anybody out there watching SVG full time in the Cup? Anybody out there, SVG?
90% of them have watched him race.
Jasper, there you go. I knew you'd be watching.
It's going to be quite the experience.
The clashes in your hometown. Nice, Alex.
Myers, 97
Kiwi, bro.
Bowman Gray, second all
there you
time.
go.
Jamie?
Good to see you. 1980.
Regular Cup drivers in the field who've raced here before, most in the K&N series.
SVG likes
but this guy,
shifting,
Ryan
so he could make this race.
Won a
We'll see.
modified race here. You ran the modified
JR,
race
good to see you.
earlier,
Rusty.
Ryan, so what's your first impression of running
no.
a big
Well,
Cup car around
YouTube
this place?
TV.
Cup car's got a lot more grip. I can tell you that. Yeah, it's going to be wild. It is slick. Like I don't know
there
about
you go,
guys,
Denzel.
but I felt like I was turning right as I was left. So
SVG Steve.
got a little bit of work to do on this fast and old Ford Dark Horse Mustang, but yeah, they RFK has definitely prepared a great race car. So looking forward to tonight. Hopefully having a good qualifying run. Make it in through the heat races.
It's just past midday, New Zealand. Thank you, Marge.
Have a good night.
Appreciate that.
So far was second there in first practice, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Green flag for
Green flag. Here we go.
Round 1.
Yes, 2 of them. 2 of
on
them.
The throttle.
D, but they're past the NASCAR season.
Changes as this track
it's on FS1, y'all. Elm Street, what's going on? FS1. Martin, what's going on?
There we see Denny Hamlin. We expect
Denny in that sports clip.
Like
Let's go, Denny.
Those Gibbs cars really to be the cars that have speed, or some
past
of the cars that have
lunchtime.
speed.
There you go.
This car, you really notice that left rear tire, how it squats down. Kyle Busch's car doesn't really squat down like that 11 car did on the left rear tire, but you can see the tire itself just really low on air.
Any rowdy friends out there?
As low as you can, you'll see that
rowdy friends.
I
gotta change my Streamlabs. Hold on a second.
As you see that tire just accelerate and make grip as it's trying to grab the racetrack.
This Kyle Busch puts that 8 car in victory lane at Bowman Gray Stadium. It would be huge for this area. Richard Childers right down the road. Kevin, both you and I.
There you go, Steve Brown. Dropping that 8, baby.
A lot of roots here.
Will this be? I don't think he'll ever win. Denny's never going to win.
At Bowman Gray Stadium.
Yeah, and I believe there's a lot
never
of pressure
gonna
on
win.
this team this year to go out and make it happen early. With Kyle and his contract being up and everything that's happening, I think it's important race
NASCAR's
for
back.
Richard.
Young kid, man. What's going on?
To this area.
Boy Bowman is out there, I think.
So it'll be
out there earlier
to see if Kyle Busch can get back to victory lane this year.
And he runs well.
Ryan Priest only ran 16 laps. Second fastest.
Last year. A lot of similarities.
Now on our scoring pylon, the cars in the group that is currently on the racetrack are shown in white.
Justin Haley, look at that. Yes, Mark Martin, you're right, Teeley. Teeley. Eric Church. What's up, bro? Your boy's fastest right now.
Treetop on the side of that car.
Your boy's fastest right now. Group B practice right here.
That big event that Ford had in Charlotte. Clint, you were there. They launched their whole worldwide racing program this week.
It was unbelievable to see all those cars, all the different facets of Ford Motorsports. The GT3 car that just won the Rolex. I mean, the off-road trucks that still had the mud on them. It was amazing. It was a neat event, an eye-opener for all of motorsports. Christian Horner and the F1 guys were there. It's just pretty The wow factor was turned up for sure. I can promise you that.
That's subscribe. 20th ain't bad, coach.
This year for a team.
You're a legend in trading. Is he a legend still in trading here at church?
There is no yellow bumper.
Yeah, it is. We got a new sponsor though, so hopefully it'll not look so bare.
I don't like it.
Without explanation or attribution, they have made that change. The yellow bumper is gone. We pulled
SVG, that Red Bull out there.
Microphone here. Before we got started, I don't know.
Shadow, why aren't you there then?
I know. I tell you what,
why aren't you there?
88's back.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would be there if I was only
that Red Bull emblem
20 minutes, right there, even though it's cold.
Above the headlights on the front of that car. Always fun to see brands.
That like we're trying to get to 200 likes. We're almost there. We'll go to 300.
In our sport, so
absolutely.
Justin Marks does a great job with his Trackhouse brand.
Yeah, he's got the 54 Xfinity team. Yeah.
Session, Cole Custer was up
There's
there
Cole
right
Custard. Get you some ice cream, Cole.
Is now the lone soldier.
Shane, welcome back, man. Good to see you. Glad, thank you, buddy.
Former 4-car team condensing down to 1 Cup car.
Good to hear those engines again. Maybe they'll do a crank it up.
Yeah, we've seen so much change in our sport, and I'm interested in a lot of the stories, and you know, when you look at Cole's situation, it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Go RCR. Todd Gillen now in that 34. Michael McDowell now the Spire. 34.
And Austin Cindric quickest in this session ahead of Blaney and Nemechek now.
You know, always scroll, guys. Darwin, glad you're back. Braith, I'm watching on FS1.
Very aggressive. I know that for sure.
Watching Bathurst 12-hour race on the TV and CeeLo on the YouTube. Paul, thank you, man. Appreciate you, buddy.
I went to Nazareth, Pennsylvania one time for a Busch Series test, and the Indy cars were there the day before. We were 1.5 seconds faster on the Firestone rubber, and you know, you look at that first group, and I see that they're faster, but to see the rubber build up and you know, once that first group goes again, to see how fast they run with the right rubber on the racetrack, and that's why I don't like being in the first group, because of the fact that
how's that Tree 2 Apple car?
What your race car is doing and how to diagnose it 100% to make sure it's right.
22nd.
Caught off guard at that first group, still the fastest of the 2 groups so far. I mean, Gibbs at 14:01, the fastest in this group was a 14:22, 2/10 off. So that is a little bit surprising to me. I thought the track would come to these guys.
It's not on the NASCAR website.
Goodyear rubber, you know,
not on there.
Now, top to bottom,
you can watch the live feed, the raw feed, and the scanner.
Almost clear down in the grass right there.
Yeah, and you know, I look at Justin Haley here in the 7, and he's definitely trying to put that left front tire inside of those little curbs on that concrete to see what happens. And that's the type of stuff that you have to experiment with quickly to understand what is good, what is bad, what your car can do.
Yes,
but
Debbie.
That definitely looks good.
I'm in Tennessee.
He's fast too. Again, Haley was another car that was impressive out at the Clash.
Rodney Childers, the crew chief on this car now, my old crew chief, and I know they put a lot of time and effort and really working on their cars over at Spire.
Denny Hamlin pulling the pits.
Justin Haley finally break through and end his winless streak with Rodney Childers? I think so.
Surprises me to hear him saying it's bouncing off the corner, Kevin. That's something he usually.
And the entrance to pits is weird.
Or maybe in the center.
Tomorrow.
His setup is similar to his teammates, Austin Dillon, because that car seemed to have a lot of bounce in the first session.
Yeah, and as I look at that, it really reminds me of like when you come off a turn 4 with these cars, it would almost get that hop to it, but you can see it about
Shut up so we can hear. That's how we work here, C. Smith.
And a patch about 3
not how we work. This is an interactive chat. I'm talking to the chat.
It really reacts to that bump as it takes that left rear
open
bump. You'll see it right about there.
I will.
See how it bounces right there, and he's just having trouble keeping the throttle down, I bet, as that car keeps hopping.
Now he just passed Chris Buescher, and Buescher is down toward the bottom of the speed chart.
Well, that's not where you want to be, because if you unload off at these types of scenarios, you wind up in big trouble.
There's Burt. They're definitely struggling with these fenders on the race cars. Him and Tim Brown trying to find some speed. You can see he's having trouble keeping it down in the middle of the corner. again, these guys have 2 sessions. They'll go back and make some adjustments, get him freed up a little bit.
And you're right. You can always tell when Tim Brown or Burt Myers are on the racetrack because half the crowd is cheering and the other half are throwing angry birds.
I'm going to say this for those guys, and both of them. They've already won.
Yes, just by
being
being
here. The fact
here.
that they're in a cup car and being
It's
on that
just
racetrack
like normal
in front of their
Group A,
hometown
Group
crowd
B.
that's watched them, supported them
Group
over the
A,
years,
Group B.
That's a win. Pretty cool.
Cindric, Blaney, Nemechek remain the top 3 here.
Group B,
In
Group B.
2 as
Angry Birds.
the flag is out. Austin Cindric.
And that's it for practice.
11th lap of 37 is the fast.
That's it for practice. So let's take a look at the top practice. Here we go. So it's Ty Gibbs, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson, Riley Herbst, Noah Gregson, Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Austin Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek, Justin Haley, Todd Gilliland, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Carson Hocevar, SVG, Chris Buescher, Cole Custard, Eric Jones in that 43, Tim Brown and Burt Myers, the 2 legends here. So we'll see how that goes. A little different race car to handle. Probably not really excited about that. Christy said hello. What's going on, Christy? But Eric Church's boy. So we'll be getting practice coming up here. Qualified. Denzel Lee, Austin Cindric did good in the Rolex 24. Yeah, he did. Helping out Penske. Penske won that thing, right? Penske won that thing. Mm-hmm. All right. Appreciate it, man. No problem. No problem, Sean. Did you know this is where Bubba Wallace got his start in racing, but won't claim it? A lot of great drivers got their start here, as I talked about in our vlog. Richard Petty, Ned Jarrett, Tim Scott. Lots of guys have raced here. Bobby Allison as well. So lots of them. Roger says, good to be back for the race season. Roger, good to see you, man. Good to see you. What's next at What a Time? Got to cook up a little chicken dinner. So next is qualifying. And then after the qualifying, it will be, why not claim getting started here? Yeah, I know, right? Like, you should say, hey, I'm proud that I started here. I got the chance to start here in my career. Steve says, do you know where Pet Lane is at Trackzillow? I don't know what that is. Bronny, also, Trackhouse did good at the Rolex 24. The highest Trackhouse 91 Corvette got through was with second with SVG, but they finished 9th. Hey, good to see SVG in Daytona.
He's already got his gear.
Yeah.
Right, Clint?
What do you think, Clint?
Buddy. You're on, buddy. You boys better get ready.
Are you going?
Coming. Yes, I'm going.
You think they're going to win?
I only go when my team makes the Super Bowl, Kevin.
You're a fair weather fan, that's for sure.
Been pretty busy here as of late.
Well, it's Group 3 practice.
Then,
so it's not Group A or Group B, it's Group 3.
The point season starts in earnest with the Daytona 500. Here's your Group 3 practice. A lot of those Bowman gray caps, Clash caps, and everybody's got their gear.
Mike,
and, hearing protection for those kids, let's hope.
And that's Zane Smith,
Mike,
Chase Elliott, Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse, Brad Keselowski, Cody Ware, Joey Logano, Garrett Smithley, Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger, and Chase Briscoe.
That's you, Clint.
Well, the last time I was in a car, Kevin, which, by the way, I'm the only one up here that's been on this racetrack in this car, so
True.
I need you to sit aside.
C38?
Right?
Yeah.
I need you to listen, try to understand
This is rare.
the words that are coming out of my mouth. I love this.
He said you were my favorite questionnaire.
Chase Briscoe. First look, folks. There it is. No more tricks in that.
You met Ryan Blaney in Northeast Ohio.
Nice. On the podcast.
What's up,
this
Chris
week.
Hunt?
I think he's got something to prove. What do you think that means?
Unbannable.
Unbannable.
Yeah, but Such a cool
I love that
logo.
paint
Why
job
would you
for
cover
the
that
45. Tyler Reddick, unbannable.
Well, there's a story there, right?
up? That kid in that car, he could be the beast. Unbannable. There it is, right on the back
Tyler Reddick,
of it.
baby. Any
All right,
Tyler
we're
Reddick
green
fans
this
out
time,
there?
beginning with Joey Logano, who is the first car
Tyler Reddick
out
fans.
on track. 8 minutes, time for about 30-plus laps. Green flag waves. Group 3, practice round 1.
Three-time right there. Three-time champion, Joey Logano.
Yeah, this is right up his alley. We've talked about it. I just feel like he is so good at dissecting
45.
his car
There's the
and
9
being
as well.
part of the changes that they make with his team, and you know they went from worst to
See what
first
these guys
last
can
year
do
with their program, and Joey's a big
Hayek,
part of that.
Hayek
and
Motorsports.
being able to direct, I'll spit it out sooner or later, direct the flow of information in the right direction.
And it's simple. We go to a new venue, Joey Logano ranks among the favorites every time.
Logano seems to be a master at figuring out new tracks. I feel like he should do well. Yeah, just add another one to his belt, right?
There's a storm train. You saw it actually bottom the car out for Tyler Reddick behind him.
I think it's definitely a fine line of being on that curve, but if you slip over it, 6 inches or so, and you get that left
Chase
front
out
into
there.
that drain to where it hops
Where's
up
my
like that,
Chase
it definitely affects
fans?
these cars.
All those drains are here
Where's
because
Chase?
this is a football field inside this racetrack. It rained hard here in Winston-Salem last night and all night long, and yet looking at this field in the infield, you'd never know it.
There's also a football field.
Everything about this is cool.
And everything about it is tight. I mean,
You think you did it?
from your neighbor in the
Redeem,
grandstands,
I
this
don't know
place
which
packs
one
them
you're
in
doing.
here every Saturday night, always
Priest.
has. I remember when I first moved to
222
North
likes. Let's see if we get to
Carolina and worked for
300
Richard. I
likes. We
came
got
over
600
with my
here.
family and
The Dinger back
this
in the
has always just been
16.
a place that everybody in this area, this triad area, flocks to. But even the booth up here, guys, I mean, we're shoulder to shoulder up here.
21.
Josh Berry, his new home with the Wood Brothers this year.
Oh, I like that.
Cool.
I love that red car, Clint.
Josh Berry. Any Berry fans out there?
Wood's car, a modified that he built, ran here, won here with. They called it the back seater because Leonard Wood set the motor
Any
so far
Berry
back in the
fans out
chassis,
there?
Once they installed
Fours?
the
If you see
drivers,
those
Leonard looked like he was
fours.
driving from the back seat.
No,
Didn't know that, did you, Kevin?
he's not in the 4. He's in the
Honestly, I thought
21.
you were talking about my wife
See?
when you
All
said
this
backseat
changing.
driver.
I love the story about when
You
Ben
see those
Kennedy came here
21s?
to watch the races for the first time. He came early, he sat in the grandstand, and this family came and stood right behind him and didn't move.
What's up,
And
Lone
so
Wolf?
finally
Good to
turned
see you,
around and talked to
buddy.
him. How y'all doing? What do you? They said, well, we're waiting for you to move so we can sit in the same seats we've sat in for the last 25 years here every Saturday night. And he did.
Yeah, he's driving for
And,
Wood
you know,
Brothers.
the traditions at this particular racetrack and everything that comes with what they do on a weekly basis, it's part of the community. There is a history and a tradition to everything that you do.
It's
All
on
the way from
FS1,
sitting in your
Travis.
seats to everything else that goes along with the tradition of the shape of the racetrack and what happens and when they race. It all happens the same every single year.
Just keep an eye on your pylon here. As you can see, obviously, this is Group C, but you can see
Group
who's
C.
fast and who's not compared
What's
to the
up,
overall
Kenneth
all
Fox?
3 groups.
Good
Gibbs
to
is still
see
the
ya.
fastest in that first group. Still kind of surprised me, but
You're leaving.
as
Why are
we
you leaving,
alluded
Martin?
to earlier, some rhyme and reason to that, right, Kevin?
Now,
So look right here, 12th and 13th overall fastest is this group, Elliott and Briscoe. Briscoe, just mentioned, new ride, new crew
I love
chief,
that
new
Trackhouse
everything.
paint job on both of
we will
them.
not see times for Ross Chastain. His transponder is not transmitting.
He's sneaky fast out there.
Oh, so Chastain's out there too. That's
Nobody
why
knows.
Brody.
We're going to drive the full season. For
He's
his
number
dad's
39.
team.
Oh, now it's there. It
It's here
is.
at Greensboro. They call this the Triad: Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point.
NASCAR app
They're
says
all
Fox or
in very
MRN.
close
Yep.
proximity.
Great market for racing. Always one of the number one markets. Every time we see any weekend, doesn't matter where we go, look over Greensboro, right on top.
And every night this week, WXII, the NBC affiliate, and WGHP, the Fox affiliate, have had stories about the
He's
Madhouse
out there right
and about
now.
this
He's
event
23rd
coming here.
fastest.
I don't think you could be in the Triad this week without knowing about this event.
All right, One World. Thank you.
Oh, I know. It's the hottest ticket in town. My phone was blowing up for the last month and a half.
State Treasurer called me a couple of weeks back. He says, where can I get a ticket?
Well, that's
Really,
a
Dale?
pretty good flex. I didn't have the state treasurer.
Well, he's here. He
That
and his
wasn't
wife
in
are
my
here. Don't worry.
Rolodex.
Mike Ford of NASCAR took care of him. Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe. Joey Logano, the top 3 in this third group, Group C. When we finish up this session, we'll roll them again in the same order, in the same groups, and then get ready for qualifying.
And that's really when you'll see what we have as far as whose cars are where. And when we start that second practice, the drivers will be able to take a deep breath and understand what they need to do. They'll be able to tell their crews what they think needs to be changed on their cars. So there's a lot of things happening in a really, really short amount of time. They put a lot of time and preparation into this event to get prepared, but there's nothing like actually getting in the car.
Surf Bum, what's up?
Making laps.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes
What's going on, Surf
having
Bum?
a second to get off the racetrack for a
I can't
second,
show the
collect your
live.
thoughts, think
Can't do
about your
that.
line,
It's
think
against
about where you were
it's illegal. You
lifting
can't
out
do
of the
that.
gas, where you were picking the throttle back
Jason,
up,
I'm
the
sorry,
brakes,
buddy.
all of that goes into it. Just trying to come up with the right plan, watching these
Let's
other
go, Rowdy. Let's go,
practice
NASCAR
sessions, what
Pro.
everybody else is doing. All those things contribute to going back out this second group, the second time around, and being better.
And they've got a new way of getting the data to the team, so the teams were a little bit nervous about that, so it'll be interesting to see if that actually worked. But typically, you know, when you would go back,
Tyler Reddick, 4th in points last season, 3 wins, 12 top 5s.
Steering traces and brake traces of the fast cars and your teammates to be able to really understand where you needed to make up speed.
Tyler Reddick, you see him really having trouble putting the throttle down. Chase Elliott in front of him is driving away from him. That Elliott's car, just like his
Atlanta
teammates,
Braves
looks
is
very
back.
solid.
Kevin.
Garrett Smithley there. You know,
Where's the 5 on the board? He is
one of those big air tankers to put out the fires.
4th fastest.
In Pacific Palisades in
4th
California.
fastest for
He's
Kyle
one of those
Larson.
pilots. And wow.
Atlanta
To hear
Braves,
him
yes,
talk
sir.
about that and what they're doing under pressure.
Christopher
Makes
Bell.
the race car sound easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, there he is right
25th
there.
fastest.
God bless all
Christopher
those guys.
Bell,
Yeah,
25th
And
fastest.
there's his number 10 tanker. You've seen it on all the LA news stations over these past.
Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, as we are having some fun tonight on the go at CeeLo. Coming up after Group D, this is Group C practice. Then we will have qualifying.
And all the disasters.
Yeah, no Coliseum this year. It is. What's up, Denise? Good to see you as well. Butterfly.
With you.
Kara, good to see you.
I'm like when I see out of Chase Briscoe, that's a brand new hot rod, new opportunity for him. You know he was excited. For good reason. Car's fast.
Yeah, and he knows those cars are fast, and he knows that they shine on these types of racetracks. And at Stewart-Haas, Chase was really good at the Coliseum and just going out and doing the things that it takes to go fast on these types of racetracks. So, you know, I think this will be a breakout year for Chase on a consistent level.
Yeah.
As far as performance goes, not just here and there. This guy's average. I mean,
his average is pretty high.
Yeah. You know, his average is way
Duke up
higher
15
than
to 6. Who's ready for
Joey
Eagles Chiefs next
Logano,
Sunday?
He's 3-time champ. I don't know that you need to say much more. That guy's fast tonight. Chase Elliott.
All those hinder cars just look really solid. Look glued to the racetrack, not slipping and sliding around. Even saw it with
Get
Joey.
to
His car
29K.
was
We
loose
need to
up on
see
the
it.
throttle.
Let's go.
So round 1 practice is over. Chase Elliott.
All right, round 1 practice is over. Now qualifying. This should be fun. And then we have heat races as well today. 25 laps for the heat races. So are they doing another round of practice? I'm not sure. You can see the short track experience already, right? Gibbs, Ryan Priest, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson, Surf Bum CeeLo. Still have decided who I'm going with now that Martin is retired. Hey, the 11, baby. We always need some fun on the 11 side. We always need some more fans. The 11. Sports clips. Go Hamlin the man. No, but believe there's another chance to qualify tomorrow. That's the last chance qualifier. Last chance qualifier. Yes, they're doing 3 more rounds of 4-minute practices sessions to determine the starting order of the heat races. Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. I thought there was qualifying, but I guess it's just practice. I'm gonna find a way to... Hold on a second. Go Eagles next Sunday. A lot of people are going to watch the Super Bowl next Sunday. Will the NASCAR app have the Clash this year? It will not. So let's just talk about it now. Let's get it out of the way. All right. So last year we had a great time watching the cams on NASCAR. It was free to everybody. Everybody could watch it. NASCAR decided that they wanted to move the cams. They're no longer on NASCAR.com. The scanners are, but NASCAR.com will no longer have the cams. They are moved to HBO Max. So HBO Max is going to be carrying that, and that's not even on tonight. It starts tomorrow, and it is an exclusive thing with HBO Max. So I am not sure how that'll work because you can't show something illegally. What we were showing last year was on the website. It was free. Everybody could watch it, and it wasn't broadcast. So I'm not too sure. I'm still trying to do some research on this, but unfortunately, that's the problem with the NASCAR. Moved all their cams, and they're not going to have Sky Cam and the Battle Cam because that was NBC. So remember last year we got to show you the in-car cameras only for Fox. So that's the problem on that. So your mom is a very good listener. Oh, okay. Someone delete that, please. All right, I'll do it myself. Do it myself. Where you at here? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Those Sky Cams were cool. They were. I have Max through my AT&T phone. Awesome, Eric. You'll have to let me know. I got it. I have it as well, so we'll definitely look at it. The official Daily Downforce YouTube channel, Bronny says.
2 rounds of practice, 8 minutes each. Ty Gibbs, Ryan Priest, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson. Larson had the best consecutive 30 laps.
I got the one that, oh, come on.
Of everybody.
Several of these cars that were looking for big adjustments are for Austin Dillon, the local guy. He needed some help with his car bouncing all over the place. Bubba Wallace, we haven't talked about him. He was fast. Great speed in the 23.
And Mod, just if they do anything like that, just hide. No warning, just hide.
I think this is going to tell a better story.
If you see him, we'll keep track of it. No warning, just hide him.
Able to,
this is y'all's warning right here.
Through all the information, Clint.
Most drivers ran about 35 to 38 laps in the first round of practice. So if we see lap numbers in the 40s go up next to that fast lap time, we'll know we've got a new pace setter.
Gibbs back out there.
I really think that.
Thank you. Yeah, no more warning. They say it. Hi. Just like that.
Just a little bit. You'll see Ty Gibbs, who we think is one of the
better Eric?
cars.
Good to see you.
Above it and just kind of diming it, and then he stayed all the way off of it in turns 1 and 2 right there.
I noticed a lot of wheel in his car too, though, in Gibbs' car.
That's pretty typical with the Gibbs car. You know, they have some interesting throttle usage, and you'll notice that they can turn the wheel a little bit more than most.
Kevin, you were talking earlier about how you want to get heat
yes, there
in
was.
your tires, but you don't want to.
It was a caution rest.
Where is that point?
With this softer tire, I mean, there's definitely a point of being able to get the tires too hot, and that a lot of that'll come with
they're faster than Bristol. They are.
It'll be interesting to see what the tire warming strategy. We got really lucky on the weather and everything this weekend, so it's not freezing, but it's still cold outside. So it'll be interesting to see if they just swerve the tires. I wouldn't think you would want to spin them.
Bumblebee, good to see you.
Lock up Ty Dillon.
Definitely don't want to do that.
He's trying to hold his brother off.
And you saw that car bounce a couple times. You see it there again. It kind of bounced a couple times.
6 minutes left here in Group A. They have 8-minute practices for the next 3.
After it rebounded off that bounce.
Well, that bounce actually hurts it too. That's easy to lock up.
Now, Rockingham with the trucks and Xfinity this year. That should be fun.
Winner with a Rick Ware Racing Ford to run here. In the Clash, local sponsors abound all every side of that car.
Trucker Cowboy, what's going on?
He's in a little bit better position than Burt Myers with his car and team and everything. So I think he's definitely going to run a little bit better than Burt just because of the association with his car.
Need to bring the winner's Dixie back to the 60. There you go, Eric. And he just might at these super speedways.
This season.
Baird, Happy New Year, man. Baird, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks so much.
Even without the traditional
Susan.
All right.
enough of that.
Yeah, you saw him get loose there in the corner. But Riley obviously had a few years in the Xfinity Series, moving up to the Cup. You see him really loose up off the corner right there.
I see a lot of cars starting to slip.
Glad we're back, JoJo. Good to see you.
I'd say the tires are wearing out.
Back.
Even Larson, you know, as many laps as smooth and steady as he was in that first session, he's slipping and sliding around down here in 3 and 4 particularly.
And looking at the timesheet, no driver in this first group has gone faster than their fastest lap of the first session.
Yeah, and you know, you look at Ty Gibbs. He's still in pretty clear track, and he's 9/10 of a second off of his fast lap, which is, in my opinion, a great thing for the racing to see that tire fall off. But these are the things that these guys need to find out. We need to know what the fall off is. We need to know if our car gets tight, loose, as it
go
falls
Vols,
off,
Chris. Yes, sir.
brake adjusters. So being able to run all these laps is important for these guys as you see them all over that curb.
Well, what does tire fall off mean? It means you can run, but you can't hide. But that's also this racetrack, right? That's the MO.
This is Racing Tom. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy.
Laps, but sooner or later, you're going to be in lap traffic.
Good to see you, Tom.
Have a restart, and you're going to have my bumper on your rear bumper.
So here's Ty Gibbs. He's closing right in on Alex Bowman. Bowman gets away, gets a good launch off turn 2. Gibbs is going to close on him right there in turn 3. Bubba Wallace on him. Gibbs would like to get close enough to give a little of that bumper to Bowman, but he can't quite get there.
Yeah, but right there he got in that drain and bounced up off the corner and didn't get a good drive. But the Gibbs cars notoriously are known for being able to drive in the corner hard and good drive up off the corner. You see Alex Bowman starting to drive away a little bit there.
You see what I saw is Bubba Wallace starting to move around a little bit, turn on diamond, get that straighter drive up off, get underneath Gibbs.
Yeah, and as you look at this, as you look at the racetrack there, you'll start to see that outer groove, and you'll be able to see some rubber start to build up and rubber chunks start to build up in that outer groove that's coming off the tires. And I think as we get these tires softer and softer, it's really important to see that rubber outside the groove. And there you see the tire buildup going up the racetrack. So that's all the rubber from the tires.
These cars are really falling off.
Love it.
Appreciate y'all hanging out. Hit that like.
That's
try
right
to get to 300 likes. 40 to go to 300. Help us out.
Bubba's got the bumper to Ty Gibbs, and here comes the 4. No,
Bubba hit Ty Gibbs.
Part of that. So a little bit of bumper tag going on.
Any Bubba fans out there?
That's Bowman Gray Stadium. You're going to see that a lot. See him holding them up. Look how much he's holding that group up here. That anticipation of that, as soon as they start holding them up, you better
keep
be
hitting
ready.
that like.
Yeah, and I don't think Ty liked that. You saw him brake check him a little bit there, but as fast as we thought Ty Gibbs' car was, you see it falling off a tremendous amount.
Well, rule 1 at this place is 8 wheels corner better than 4.
Yeah.
Move them up, get underneath them, and try to drive away before retaliation.
They let the race winner do donuts on the football field.
There. Well, you don't want to tear your car up right now. And you know,
Lone Wolf, 5 gifted memberships.
These races and heat races, the biggest thing you don't want to do is hit somebody hard enough to where that nose.
Thank you, sir. Everybody tell Lone Wolf.
Because even though this is a small racetrack, you still want to have the best aerodynamics that you can.
Yes, Edwin. These practices will set up for the heat races. Yes.
Yeah, he just moved Riley Herbst right out of the way.
Oh, yeah. Minute and a half to go. Now, this is the final round of practice for this first practice group. The next time you see them, they'll be in their 4-minute timed qualifying session. 24 and 99 are fastest in this session in this group.
And that tells us, I guess, that they're better on tires with more laps on them. So, you know, I think that's really the biggest thing that you want to know is who the cars are that aren't going to fall off. If the tires are going to fall off, it's not going to matter if you're the fastest guy. Other than you got to qualify well and get in the front of the heat races.
Well, look at his teammate.
Thank you, Lone Wolf.
That's right, Kevin.
Appreciate it, buddy.
He's already pulled off the racetrack. He didn't like the handling on his.
Larry Mack, remind us what these teams have available for tires for practice and qualifying.
Yeah, they have 2 sets for this entire practice session and qualifying. So I think with the fall off that we've seen, you will see everybody put that second set of sticker tires, brand new tires on for qualifying. But you guys talked about it. Long run, short run, that's what a lot of these crew chiefs in this area have been comparing notes. But for that qualifying session, it's all about a short run.
Thank you, Trucker Cowboy.
And you see,
Trucker Cowboy,
Noah
thank
Gregson
you.
There, rolling with that 54 car. And I think the 54 car, Ty Gibbs finally calmed back down and got his senses back to him after Bubba ran into the back of him, and he's run that 48 car back down.
That's 70 laps on that 54, Ty Gibbs.
Group
70.
A still out there, y'all. Shadow TV not here. We can't show it. What's up, Kenneth Clark? Good to see you.
Group A is over
right now.
And we're already running into everybody.
Yeah.
Well, C. Brown, I'm glad to see you back, buddy. You enjoying those Disney ones, I'm sure. Larry Mack is right. Fox is back, y'all. So NBC spoiled us, y'all. NBC gave us the Sky Cam and the Battle Cam and all those cams last year. Really spoiled all of us. Spoiled me. We grew big time because of that. But we're gonna work through this. We'll figure it out and go from that. But I hope you guys continue to hang out here with us. The chat is always amazing, and I know you guys can find a way to figure it out. So hope you guys are ready to have some fun. So the pole setters for all 4 heat races are here. Ty Gibbs, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson will be the top 4 that are all. If they finish it here like this, you'll be your top 4. So Ty Gibbs will be a pole setter, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson, if it lends like that. So heat 2, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson. Exactly. 291 likes, 10 more or 9 more to 300. Help us get there to 300 likes. I did not have Ty Dillon on your radar. I didn't either. Ty Dillon, hey, making a show in here in that 10. Richard Carr in race stream recent hide amongst the mods. First to the 20th is only separated by less than 0.3 seconds. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy. The heat races will be fun. And then today on Sunday will be even more fun to watch that. So, but we'll be bringing all that to you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And I hope you guys are having fun. At least I got one of my predictions right. Ryan Preece. CeeLo been watching more DL than watch. Okay, there you go. Yeah. I like DL. I like DCA a lot better than I do Disneyland. I know that's saying a lot, but I like DCA. Family-friendly channel. That's right. That's what we are. A family-friendly channel. So mods, like I said, if they start it up, instant hide on a crazy thing like that. What time do the heat races start? Think about 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. 300 likes. Thank you guys.
And get the kids
go to 400.
As race fans and
Wagon Man, good to see you back too as well. Thank you for being here.
Terrific. I love
Wagon Man.
How about that? Regan Smith got with Chase Elliott before he climbed back aboard.
Well, Chase Elliott outside of the race car, taking a little break right now. Chase, you know a little something about short tracks around the country. What is your first impression so far?
Here's Chase. Where's my Chase fans?
Definitely a little roomier than what the Coliseum was, or at least it feels that way. You know, the shape of it, I think, is a little nicer for these big cars. The exit at 4 can be a little tight, and obviously the entry at 3 can be tight with the way the stadium, comes in there. But other than that, it's fine. Just trying to find a good rhythm that I can repeat here for
Matt Bologna Burger. What's going on? Good to see you.
Qualify and see if we can help it a little bit. Obviously, you're gonna have to qualify really good. Probably win your heat race, or you might as well go to the house. So hopefully we can do that here in just a minute.
All right, good luck doing both those things. Good.
My Chase fans, Bob dropping those 9s.
The green flag is waving over the second group.
First time viewer, also Billy. Thanks for being here, Billy. Enjoy. Group B practice.
Yeah, when you listen to Chase Elliott's comments, the radius of this corner, I mean, it's there.
Brunel, thanks for subscribing. Northern Lights Entertainment as well.
Corner because the grandstands were a little closer to
the heats are going to be on FS1.
Football shape, really. This one's just a perfectly symmetrical running track. Look for Denny Hamlin to pick his speed up. He's not happy with the handling on his car at all with the 11.
Larry Mack, we're looking at lap times.
ISCR, what's going on?
Have you seen anything that has surprised you?
Yes, they'll be on FS1 as well.
Mike, remember, this is the tire combination that we ran at Martinsville in the fall. It's the softest tire that Goodyear can make by their current formula. What I mean by soft, it has a lot of grip early, goes fast, but it falls off. So I'm not totally shocked when you look at the grip level of this racetrack, the softness of the tire, that we're seeing this type of fall off.
Denny Hamlin moves past Burt Myers.
Yeah, and Denny Hamlin's car wasn't as good as what we thought. Look at that, Clint. We walked the track the other day. Look at those. Look at the rubber on the racetrack.
Shows you how soft they are. It literally just keeps putting more and more and more rubber down on the racetrack. The other thing those soft tires will do is
burnouts on the grass.
Like under caution, we've seen it.
That'd be something.
So many years. But that's what you love about these short tracks. You just beating
Northern Lights for subscribing as well.
It starts building up, and then you have to start navigating around that, Kevin.
Yeah, it can go a couple ways. The patch can get grippier, but when it gets so much rubber on those patches, it'll also be something that you either have to go above it, below it, or split it, because you don't want to run through it.
14 days for the 500.
Pitch it sideways or take the front tires.
Yeah, there's some rubber on the track already.
So it can go a number of different directions.
That's what it looks like from the front bumper of John
What's up,
Hunter
Scott?
Nemechek.
Good to see you,
in the
Scott.
first round of practice, Denny Hamlin exited early. Jamie Little tells us why.
And Mike, yes, he was the first one back here, so I ran over to the team. I talked to his brand new crew chief this year, Chris Gale. He said he was just extremely loose. So they went back to their war wagon. They looked at all their data, made some adjustments on this race car, hoping to help him out. He's 21st on the board right now. But Mike, remember last year they figured it out.
Ross Chastain only ran one lap.
Good point.
But that's not true.
And I think
G. Lincoln, what's going on? Good to see you. You got addicted to Bowman Gray.
You see the toy
Awesome.
car here.
Thank you, Terry. Thanks for being here. And Steve as well.
When he hit that storm drain, it really upset the car. Yeah.
It bucks that left. It kicks that left front up.
Oh, look at Cody Ware back here in 37th.
So they need to keep playing with that. It's a fine line below those little curves and being on the.
Have I ever been to Bowman Gray? No, I have not.
It's not a line-sensitive racetrack if you stay on the racetrack.
Right. Yeah, but that's not the fastest way around.
Right. Exactly.
That concrete's going to have more grip than
45
that asphalt,
entries.
most likely. So, there's definitely a place to put that left front tire.
Yeah, there is a lot of rubber on the track already.
Right next to it.
This car right here is fast, guys.
Trying to get the 400
Austin
likes.
Cindric has some speed in his race car, and the fall off, the long run speed, if you will, is really good as well. I'm impressed.
In this second round of practice Group 2, Austin Cindric and Shane Van Gisbergen have the fastest laps.
Yeah. When you look at Austin and Shane, I think of them as good road racers. And Shane had a great run last year at Martinsville in the last race of the season. I think he finished 10th or 11th. So, I think that is definitely a racetrack that took to his driving style, and he was able to perform well here. So I think that is very similar in the type of braking and kind of that brake and right back to the throttle and drive up off the corner kind of fits his driving style. But it's going to be a big year for Shane and everything that he has to learn. I've spent a lot of time with Shane, and he is a student of the sport.
Good luck to each and every one of the racing teams tonight. Christy Taylor, good to see you.
Shane's, he's mid-30s and definitely easy to talk to and wants to learn and very easy to give advice to.
You can see as he comes off the corner, those walls, how they, we've heard these drivers talk about, they come out, you
think the Bills will get that chance eventually, Jason?
Racetrack. I mean, we're watching these cars running around there by themselves, right? When they get door to door or a restart happens and you're trapped on that outside, that's when trouble pursues.
Now, Denny Hamlin has exited early again, just 5 minutes into this 8-minute practice session.
That's experience, but I've been watching him a lot, and that car just doesn't look glued to the racetrack. He's not right down on the bottom. It's slipping,
bad day for Denny already.
I don't think he's happy with his
way to start off the season.
And there's Cole Custer pulling off. The only exit from this track is at turn 3, and the only entrance is at turn 4.
Well, we saw in the modified race today, you see those tire marks on those tires back there. We saw them get shoved straight into the barrier there.
Kevin Harvick, that's right. He's in the booth.
Took 3/4 of a lap to use those up, didn't it? Somebody got punted into there. A lot of drivers cutting this session short.
I tell you one that's not. When I talked about him, we just showed him Austin Cindric. This 2-car is lights out fast. Now this one's going to be hard to handle.
Now in round 2, Denny Hamlin set the fastest lap of this group and then pulled off.
He's only reversed once in NFL history.
I was going to say this earlier, but I think that the less laps on his tires, I don't know exactly how many less.
Lincoln says we don't have paved oval tracks in Australia, but we have many dirt oval tracks.
The tires seem to fall off, or they just made their
100,000 on a sprint car
race. Tires with less laps on them, that's going to matter.
Well, I love that you said that, and that's the balance, Jack.
It is on FS1 Butterfly.
The long run speed in your car.
Yeah, this is an expedition race.
Tonight,
it doesn't count.
This thing
no
needs
points.
to take off. One lap needs to be impressive. And
we got to go.
If you start in the back of these heat races, you're in trouble.
Big trouble.
Brian Blaney has pulled off. They've learned what they can learn. Still with 1:10 to go in this session. 7 cars still on the racetrack.
I think you can get away with the short run car tonight, as short as those heat races are. I think
25 laps, absolutely.
You know, I think you can get away with that, but you know, I don't think you're going to win the race
they're
tomorrow.
way at the bottom.
The first goal is to get in the race.
I want them wrecking behind me. I want to start at the front of this thing.
Way at the bottom. They're not used to these cars. You don't just hop in a car and be good.
There's just no room. As you can see, these cars, you know, when you're in a racing environment.
Kevin Harvick talked about it when he dropped in his. It was very difficult for him to learn.
Each other and they wreck in front of you. It's literally in your lap. There's nowhere to go.
Oh, Van Gisbergen just gave a little bump there to Christopher Bell. Christopher said, okay, pulled down to the inside, got out of the throttle, let him go, because as we all know, nobody wins practice.
Shane's car looks good, though.
Yep.
No, they're going to, at 100 laps, they're going to pause.
Just a little hello.
Yeah.
SVG
and this is all new
on Christopher Bell's bumper.
And you know, where he came from.
400 likes. Thanks so much, guys. Let's go to 500 likes.
You got 500. So all this bumping and stuff is new to him.
And Group B practice is over.
All right, Group 3 will be out for their second 8-minute session next.
Group 3 coming up, and we got 3 more of these after Group C. And then we will determine the heat races, and then we got 4 25-lap heat races. And then tomorrow, we'll be on again tomorrow for the last chance qualifier, and then also the clash tomorrow. So hope you guys are ready for some fun with us this weekend. And then we're off for a week. Next Friday will be the season preview for NASCAR for us. I'll be on Friday, so make sure you check for that. And then also Speed Weeks coming up. We got qualifying, we got the duels, the truck race, the Xfinity race, and the Daytona 500 right here on our channel. 400 likes. We're trying to get to 400 now. Help us with that. Is the join link in the description corrupted? Which one are you trying to, Chris? Were you trying to join as a member? Because I can. Is it for a membership, Chris? Because I can post that in the chat. JRMS 40 going to be good. Yeah, that 40 car with Algier is going to be racing in that 40 car for the Daytona 500, trying to make the field. It should be interesting to see how he does. Martin Truex Jr. is going to be back in another car as well. He's going to try to make the field. Whole bunch, as Bronny was saying, 43 car field trying to make the field. So it should be interesting Speed Weeks going down to see how the member link won't work in the YouTube app. Okay. Let me just post the hold on a second. I can do that for you guys. I can put that in our chat. To become a member, hold on one second. I can do that right now. Channel, copy link, and then here we go. Become a member. Okay, there you go. Just click on that link right there. That helps you become a member. Oh, Jason, I try to speak to every single one of y'all out here. I'm not live. We're not just talking in the chat and begging for money. That's not what we do here. That link will work, y'all. If you want to become a member, help us out. 99 cents gets you access to the emojis. Group C now.
Yeah, and I predict, I think that these guys will have about 6/10 of fall off.
Thank you so much, Bob.
The first group had about 8/10 of fall off, just because 8, 9 tenths of fall off, just because of the fact that they were a little bit faster. So I think once the track rubbered up, I think those times slowed down for groups 2 and 3.
You got someone doing their thing that thinks he's got it made.
I would expect the same out of this group from a fall off standpoint.
Thank you, Chris, for being an MVP.
Flag, 8 minutes of practice.
All right, Legato out there. Any 22s out there?
I think the best 2 cars in this group earlier were the 9 and the 19, Clint. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, very impressive.
22s out there.
New opportunity. You see Logano slipping off the corner a little bit. But Briscoe right here. This car's really solid. It's like his teammate Gibbs was.
The defending champion Logano. Let me see him.
When they try to get to the throttle, about the 5/8 mark through the corner. That's just past a half, in case you were wondering, Clint.
Well, that cycle on the tires.
Oh, Chris, you should have said something, man. I could have done that. I'll have to change that link in the description.
You heat these things up. They're softer tires. You go out there, you sit, you work on them, and then they come back on. That cycle on the tires is a drastic change.
Yeah, and you really don't know exactly what that's going to be like again, because you don't get on another set of stickers until you go back for the qualifying session.
When does the 54 win his first race?
So, I think right now
it's
just
this
a continuation of the first.
He's come so close so many times.
It's not going to ever be as good as it was in the first practice because of the new tires, the cleaner track, and everything that went with it. So, and when you have that cycle on the tires, it's usually even worse. So, the cars, as you see them take off right here, they're not in the racetrack like they were when they first took off.
All right, now let's go back to the 5/8 mark that you were talking about. You remember when we were teammates?
Yeah.
You really weren't very good at Martinsville, and then I started talking about the 5/8 mark and how important it was.
Yeah.
You wouldn't listen. You kept looking at me like I had 2 heads. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Chastain, how about those watermelons?
Started becoming important to you.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you remembered that.
Well, that 5/8 mark right now, especially in turn 4, they're having an extremely tough time putting the throttle down.
Well, it's a transition, right?
Yeah.
That's where you let off the brakes, let the car roll, and then start putting the gas down. That car has to be rotated, and those rear tires have to be equally matched.
Yeah,
if
right?
you still have wheeling at that 5/8
Give it a wall
mark,
ride.
it's going to snap sideways.
Guys, I don't know about you, but these guys are not wasting any time with anybody.
I like what I saw there. Chase Elliott got right up behind Tyler Reddick, gave him a little bump, and Reddick moved to the outside, let him by.
Watermelon man.
Gave him a courtesy right there.
Well, I like it because eventually this is what I need to see, right? This is what I'm going to feel in the race environment. I need to go out there, and I want to be closer to my competition.
Thank you, Jason, for
now.
subscribing, man. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks so much. You're going to love our channel.
I need to realize and understand what it's going to take to race hard and race close to these
Melon
cars.
man.
Now, don't expect that in the heat race. You get that bump in the heat race, you're likely to brake test him at the next corner.
Well, that was a message right there. Hey, I'm faster than you. It's practice. Let me go by. In the heat race, it'll be twice as hard, and it'll be. I'm not worried about what you think. I need you to get out of the way.
It won't be a suggestion. It'll be a delivery.
And the guy in front is not going to move over in the heat race.
You lost your FS1. Well, glad you're here, Roger.
Drag the brake. Try to get him back a little bit from you on the exit of the corner so you can get some space. We ran the very first race at the Coliseum as we watched Zane Smith here at the Coliseum, and we got done with the race, and I was with Chase Elliott and Bubba Wallace, and I said, man, that was might
awesome,
have been one of the roughest
Thank
stock
you,
car
buddy.
races I've ever run. And they said, really? And it was like no big deal. I said, you guys didn't think so? And they said, no, it's just like legend car racing. You'll learn.
I think he's going to win one cup race. I don't think he's going to win a multiple. Like, he's going to win a lot of Xfinity races.
If you had to stack all the Legend and Bandolero car bumpers Larry Mack and I bought, and you bought, in my next life, I want to be the guy that sells the bumpers.
Well, that is the Ron Hornaday. You know, he teaches those kids on Keelan's team how to weld, and they put their tabs back on their bumpers. So that's how Keelan learned how to weld.
They have Larry Mack to thank for that. Did you know that?
Really?
Used to be you had to buy a whole bumper if you bent one. Larry Mack got him to sell the tabs separate, and we all saved a lot of money as a result.
See the 71 car there, Michael McDowell's. We go back on board with Tyler Reddick, and Reddick's car is not as good as maybe he just went by Brad. I think that was Brad. There we go. Now we know why it wasn't going. As you see Joey Logano, he knows that Chase Elliott is one of the best cars, and he wants to see.
Oh, I didn't know that the 99 was going back to the Xfinity Series.
To Chase Elliott, where he's getting beat.
I didn't know that.
He's going to analyze right now. He knows he's not as good as the 9, and he's going to analyze. Okay, I'm getting beat, Paul. Paul Wolf is crew chief. I'm getting beat, Paul. I'm getting beat in the corner, or I'm getting beaten in roll speed in the middle of the corner, or he can get his car rotated better.
Who's going to be in the 99,
whatever
Ronnie?
that is, he's going to analyze it.
I see Chase Elliott, the 9 car, diamond in the corner. He's diamond in the corner, letting it slide up, kind of like he does in Martinsville. Gets that straight drive up off, really puts the throttle down hard.
And that diamond is it's a little later down in 3 and 4 than it is in 1 and 2. You watch it go up the racetrack right here.
He's getting great forward drive.
Viking Motorsports.
Gets great forward drive. Gets that left front
But
down
Bob
on
said
the,
he
on the
thinks he
concrete
wins
there
Coda and
splits
Chicago.
that bump a little bit.
Possibly
He's got the best
Sonoma.
drive off
Wow.
of
Matt
anyone in this
Benedetto.
group.
That creates a little bit of maneuverability, too, in a racing environment. You can slide up the racetrack, get straighter up off the corner. If they get sideways, you might be able to get your nose underneath them before you get to the other end.
And the other car that looks really good is the 1 car, Ross Chastain. He's got a very similar line off of turn 4. It seems like the guys that can get up the racetrack and diamond that corner a little bit later off of turn 4 can kind of miss this knob in the wall. But you'll see Ross going into turn 3, kind of up the racetrack, kind of doing the same thing down on that concrete and able to really absorb that bump well. Unlike, we've seen Kyle Busch and some of those other cars that go over that bump off of turn 4, and it knocks the car up and around, and then the next thing you know, the drive's not as good.
And in this second round of practice, I see that everyone has learned the hard way. You can't use the storm drains to help turn the car. They tried.
Yep.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, and I think everybody in the field has probably hit the drain and said, "Oh, I can't do that."
Yep. Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain, to your point, have the fastest laps in this session.
Yeah, and this is one of those racetracks where you can kind of look out the window. You don't even have to look at the scoring monitor. You can
38 team for the 2024 base lead now is the 99 for Matty D.
Off of turn 4, and the way that they're driving off of turn 4 to miss the kick out in the wall, and who can make their car drive straight right there is a good thing. And the cars that are falling off really bad get loose in the corner.
Yeah, that bump you talked about up before. I mean, basically, if you're hitting that straight, that means your car's rolling the center good, right? It's pointing good, gets back to the throttle where you can apply that throttle. Both tires, rear tires are down on and digging, and you can throttle down hard. Whoa, that caught me off guard. I saw the car go in the wrong direction.
What's up, Charles? Charlene, good to see you.
Fellas,
good to see you, Charlene.
Used to,
Group 3, 50 seconds left, and we got 3 more.
But here he is, giving a good account of the number 9, third quick in this session.
I think this is going to be a good pairing, he and James Small. I think James is a really, really fiery guy, and I'll never forget Chase Briscoe telling me when he had Richard Boswell come in to be his crew chief. I said, why do you think he's good for you? And he said, because I need somebody that'll put me in my place. And I can promise you that James Small will put him in his place when he feels like it. And I think for somebody like James, I think it's, with Martin
catch y'all tomorrow. I think
you I still don't think James
Thanks
held
for
back completely,
hanging out, buddy.
But I think
we'll
with
see what he
somebody
can
like
do
Chase, it's
tomorrow.
going to be very direct. And I think that's what Chase Briscoe needs and wants from his crew chief. Somebody very direct, telling him when he does something right, something wrong, and what he needs.
And in the offseason, Chase Briscoe has been over there and in that shop and contributing and learning. And, they're good to go. Practice is over. Qualifying 4-minute sessions.
All right. Qualified 4-minute sessions now coming up. Practice is over. Now it's qualifying. 4-minute sessions, and that will base the heats on that. So there is that. So we got practice now coming up. Practice. I'm talking about practice. Let me get rid of my practice logo here. All right, qualifying now. Same size track as the Coliseum. It is. It is. Yes. It is. So hope you guys are doing well. Tim, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you too as well. But thank you guys for tuning in on the Go at CeeLo. We appreciate you being here. I know there's some other places you could be today, but we appreciate you hanging right here with us We're almost to 400 likes. Help us get to 400 likes. There's a lot of stuff on tonight. The Rumble's on tonight and all that stuff. So who do you think's going to win the Rumble tonight? That's going to be interesting to see. Roger says a quarter mile is 440 yards short. Chase is behind the number 19. Yeah. Yep. And remember, Briscoe is out. Martin Truex Jr. is out of the 19. He's retired, but he'll be back with another car for the 500 week. But Chase Briscoe, and I think he's going to shine in that car. Hopefully, like I said in the preview vlog, the bad luck that Truex had gets him back in it. But show us some qualifying. We can't show the qualifying. That's illegal, and it'll be shut down. But we'll see how it goes in the next couple weeks and what we can do for you guys to see what we did last year. I just talked to Kenny Wallace online, told him I wish him and Rusty Wallace were racing at Bowman Gray. Now, that would have been interesting. I'd rather seen Rusty Wallace and Kenny Wallace racing instead of these two guys that really haven't done anything, Burt Myers and Garrett Smithley. Tim Brown is at least faster than Cody Ware. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Crawl feed. Back on there. 1 second, y'all. All right, so we got something new. A new screen. This is 4 minutes timer. 4 minutes to qualify here. 4 minutes to go around the track. And there's 3 of these. This is going to be interesting. I'm back from dumb football. Yeah, negative squirrel. We won't be doing football for a while. College football, possibly, but that's about it. Making a huge mess. Another one. It took you a while. It took you a while. Took you a while. Lloyd. Well, the guy wearing an Eagles jersey. 342 likes.
The banter.
Garrett Smithley is known in NASCAR, but Burt Myers and Tim Brown are legends of Bowman Gray Stadium. Brown has 100 wins at Bowman Gray, and Myers has 97. Well, these aren't midget races here. Thank you, NASCAR Monster Jam. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I got you.
Look at that.
Hey.
The Clash.
I don't know where he's at.
The Clash, everybody. The Super Bowl, the Daytona 500. It's all February on Fox.
Well,
they do.
I hope the Chiefs
I don't know why
do well.
Pick me.
They will.
For your sake.
There's another channel that's got 2K.
You know. Yeah. Here's the thing about this game. You realize I've worn the same outfit every time my beloved Chiefs go to the Super Bowl. I mean, you ought to see how worn out this jacket is by now. It's been to a lot of parties and a lot of stuff.
That's as close as our director, Artie Kempner, could find to Chiefs regalia here at Bowman Gray. This is not Chiefs country, Clint.
No. What? You know, 2 years ago, we were America's team, right? Everybody loved the story. Everybody, I think they're over it.
My favorite part is listening to the Bills fans.
There's some Logano.
Exactly.
Well, it's red and yellow.
Oh, man,
someone's wearing a FedEx
I hear
thing.
you, buddy.
Brave.
Heat races are coming.
A little chilly. Getting a little chilly here tonight in the Triad.
Well, here we go.
All right, 4 minutes for qualifying here.
All right, Larry Mack, what are we looking for here?
Yeah, Mike, 4 minutes. You could run about 15 or 16 laps. Everybody's put that second set.
You got Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, Ryan Priest, Tim Brown, Noah Gregson, Riley Herbst, and Carson Hosova.
But with being about 48 degrees ambient, the track temperature down, everybody's anticipating the fast lap will probably be
somewhere
around
Steve Lee.
6,
Glad you're here, buddy.
So there'll be a total now of not 3 but 6 sessions because each of the groups of practice have been divided in half. So everybody has a chance to get a clean lap. Not so many cars on track.
Rip and rip here, Kevin. Turn and burn, baby. Give me a lap.
Riley Herbst locked the tire up just a mile. You see that smoke in front of Noah Gregson as he went into the corner.
He won't be
if
the
Junior's
only one.
not there, even as a fan, why not? Why not? I wonder. I don't know.
Very aggressive, greedy, if you will, with the throttle up off.
And if I had any,
he knows that there's going to be a couple weekends here where he's going to be gone all the time. So.
And as we see, Ty Dillon.
Wow, Ty Dillon locked it up
too. The biggest advice that
too.
I would give everybody that's driving these cars: don't drive in the corner further because it will lock up the left front tire. And as soon as you lock up the left front tire like that, it doesn't go as fast.
Amen. Hocevar was fastest for a millisecond. Priest took it back. Hocevar back on top again. Herbst third. Now Gregson third behind Hocevar and Priest.
On these short tracks like this, you have to let the car do the work for you. The air pressure, the grip level, the car will do it. Do not hustle this car. Don't drive in the corner harder. Don't try to pick up the gas quicker. It'll naturally be faster. Let the car do the work.
What's up?
Now, the biggest thing that'll happen from here is that all the guys in the next group will know what the lap time needs to be. So they should adjust in their mind. Okay, I can drive it into the same spot. I need to use a little bit less brake pressure. I can roll the brake bleed out. I can get to the throttle a little bit faster, not sooner, faster. You can roll that
400
throttle
likes
down.
help us get there.
Hocevar 14:27, Priest 14:28, Gregson 14:29, Riley Herbst 14:33.
Splitting hairs, Mike.
It's that close, Kev. Then Austin Dillon, Tim Brown, and Ty Dillon.
I think Ty Gibbs is the fastest.
Minute 40
Kyle
to go.
Larson's fast. Ryan Priest.
We apologize for the lack of graphics. We're working on it.
Get the running order if it's not running.
How about Carson Hocevar, Kevin?
Hocevar at the top
fast
here.
out of this car, 77. So
Now,
far, the fastest, 14:27.
Since
cool
the start
website,
of this
fellows.
session,
Been a
there has
NASCAR
a
fan since
fall-off
1972.
of 0.2
Also,
seconds
Roger.
for almost all of these 7 competitors.
You see him back off right there. I think he's happy with his car. He's going to let his tires cool off a little bit. Ryan Priest in the 60. He's second.
Hocevar here.
I think the biggest thing is we found out that laps 6, 7, 8, 5 to 8 right there. I think 8's even probably a little further than the best lap. So it's definitely a situation to where you have to get in a rhythm in the first 4 or 5 laps.
Denny Hamlin's my go-to driver. Don't
Priest
judge me,
second
Jason.
fastest. It happened on his 4th lap. Hocevar
He's
on
my
his
driver.
5th is fastest. Gregson on his 5th. Herbst on his 6th lap.
Yeah. So that window
don't have
is
a hat,
really when
though.
you need to nail it. Right now we're just burning gas.
Yeah, I mean, Larry was all
my
over
gosh.
it, right? Right on the lap times of what was going to be the fastest lap.
Yeah, me too. Ty Gibbs is always the fastest. The
20
legend in
seconds
training.
left. And now the fall off on some cars, 4, even 5/10 of a second.
And that's what happens when you start sliding that tire as you go in the corner.
Do you
that
think
tire
Riley
finds
Herbst
that
will win
flat
this
spot
year?
again, and then you just keep locking up the tires. So
Maybe.
not only does it not turn as well, but that flat
Super
spot
speedway,
under braking
possibly?
always finds itself if it's bad enough.
Yeah, and you see him pulling off.
5 of the 7 cars on track turned their fastest lap on lap 4 or lap 5.
Hocevar.
Flags wave. The first half of Group 1 is done.
Good job.
So Hocevar, Group 1.
All right, Carson Hocevar fastest, 14.274. Ryan Priest, Noah Gregson,
CeeLo
Riley Herbst.
Jr. did run practice laps here. Go to the NASCAR app to ride with him. It's January 31st.
That is the exit of the track from turn 3. The pit area here for Saturday Night Racing at Bowman Gray is behind the athletic department building, which is in the end zone of the Winston-Salem State football stadium here. The balcony and some of those classrooms are used as VIP suites for the racetrack on Saturday night from mid-April until mid-August. And then they turn this facility over for football. So here's the second half of Group 1, including 3 of the 4 Hendrick drivers. Suarez, Gibbs, and Wallace.
Ty Gibbs fastest in the practice sessions, right? Bubba Wallace was extremely fast as well.
And now the hard part, right? Tying everything together, maximizing the braking, rolling as much brake as you can out without sliding in the middle of the corner, and rolling to the throttle as fast as you can. And as we see with the lap times on the board, it's going to come down to splitting hairs, Clint. I mean, it's thousandths of a second in between each car. So all of that matters to maximize and get the most out of every situation, every part of the corner. Hard to do.
And it timed the goodie in the tire, right? I mean, everybody's a little bit different, but give or take, it was within what, the third lap to the fifth lap. Fifth lap for Hocevar was his fastest. Being able to time that, keep getting a little bit, a little bit faster, push just a little bit more, and time that up to the optimal grip level when that lap is right. Everything has to be perfect.
I think I'd run 8 laps and pull in, just in case you need these tires. I don't know that you're gonna. Ooh, you see the smoke come out of Larson's car right there as he tries to warm the brakes up, locks up the left front tire.
All right, Ty Gibbs on the track, y'all. I never thought I'd see the day Cup cars were at Bowman Gray. What's up? What's going on, Mosh? I like this hat though.
So this is the second half of Group 1.
You hear a lot of these guys, the different strategies of warming up the tires, like we talked about earlier. We don't hear a lot of spinning of the tires. We hear a couple guys spinning the tires.
IDK, what's going on? Good to see you.
Back tires too hot, but a little bit of heat with as cool as it gets in the evening here is definitely going to be better.
Everybody pretty well spread out around the racetrack. The green will fly as William Byron comes to the line, and here we go for 4 minutes.
Yeah, he knows that. Your home Tennessee, JoJo.
There we go. We see some more smoke on the screen, and it's coming out of Kyle Larson's car.
Saw it again.
2 corners in a row.
Ty
That's
Gibbs
not
runs
what
it
you want
through.
to do on the first lap in qualifying. You don't want to lock that left front tire up. We see Ty Gibbs go up to P4.
Big Wade. Big Wade with his big Christopher Bell fan.
With him. And
there's the lockup. All right, that was fast, Alex. Give me a little bit more. Well, that was too much.
Yeah, and it's just with these cars, they're so temperamental getting into the corners. They're
Bell fans out there
in the corners, but at a place like this, it's just it's a big risk, and I just never have found that going into corner harder
Bubba
makes
Wallace
you go
out there too.
Bubba Wallace up to second, and that happened on his third lap. Same for Bowman. Wallace on lap 3. Byron on his 5th lap, his 3rd fastest. Larson moves up to 5th now on his 6th lap.
Look how tight those lap times are. 24, 25, 26,
Thank you, Jason, for being here, man. Thanks for the sub as well. Jason, thank you.
Wow.
And that's what these small racetracks create, right? They create everything to be in a tighter box, and that's what really makes them shine is to be able. The guy that shines in this session is going to have an advantage in the heat race, and he's the one who stacked the most pennies to be able to put everything together to make a good lap.
William Byron went even quicker. Byron to the top of the board on his 7th lap.
Yes, sir.
That's a bit of a surprise.
Her CR in 2025. Hopefully Rowdy wins one.
Larson on his 6th lap goes to 5th.
Getting down the back.
Minute and a half to go.
Clear.
Ty Gibbs pulls off. Business has picked up.
Yeah, well, I think this is really, as the progression has gone forward, I mean, qualifying is a little bit different than all those multiple laps in practice, but I think that the tire and that window of fast laps has kind of limited what you can do. As you get past lap 8, I don't think you're going to see a lot change. And I think
Suarez,
we would have probably picked Larson, to be the one to be the fastest Hendrick car, and that's not the case. And I think a lot of that.
You heard him say it right there, Kevin.
I think a lot of that comes from sliding the tire on the very first lap. We saw his left front tire sliding, and I'm telling you, it knocks speed out of the car when you slide that tire like that, because it doesn't turn, doesn't stop, it doesn't do anything as good after that. So
really, that car hasn't looked good since the first session. The first session it looked solid. Second session he pulled off right off the bat. He wasn't happy with it. Then he come out. You can hear him. He's not happy with it.
Daniel Suarez, the last car left on track. I believe his third lap was the quickest, and he is 9th overall.
I want to go back to Hocevar. You can see right there, that's probably the biggest gain out of there. He was 27th on the sheet, guys, in practice, all the way to 4th. Big pickup for Hocevar.
Must be the Flames. William Byron is on the top of the board after.
Look at Willie B and Alex Bowman. Look at Bowman as well. That's crazy. What's up, Mikey G? Good to see you too, Rebel X. But welcome in, Mikey G. What's up as well? Thank you guys for being here tonight. Hit that like, hit that subscribe for us as we're back with our fun tonight on the NASCAR. And then we'll be back tomorrow night as well for some more NASCAR for the last chance qualifier and the clash here on our channel. So I hope you are ready for some fun. But thank you guys so much for the welcome and the vlog that we put out for the paint schemes and the race weekend preview. You blew that out of the water too as well. So thank you guys so much for a great weekend so far. And we're trying to get to 400 likes. Help us hit that 400 like mark. We would love to get there as well. Go Longhorns, Richard says. Yeah, that's right. Bristol's cold over there, buddy. We need to dance to come. We need Danica to come cause some trouble. And you're welcome, John. You are very welcome. We try to bring all the fun to you guys. And we'll see what tomorrow brings as well. The Clash is tomorrow, CeeLo. Yes, tomorrow the Clash. So we'll kick it off tomorrow's channel video or live stream with the last chance qualifier. And then that qualifier, they'll take 2 more into the field after the heat races are set, the top 20 tonight. And then 21, 22 will be the first and second place for the last chance qualifier. And then the 23rd spot will determine whoever had the top 20 in the top 25, I think, or top 24 that's not in the clash yet. They will automatically advance from points last year in the top 24. So that's how it works. But we'll thank you Nicole for 1437 for subscribing. IDK as well for subscribing as well. Thank you guys. We're 28,053. I will do a pie to the face tomorrow night. I promise you, tomorrow night, pie to the face. I'm not prepared for it, but I will have a pie to the face as we celebrated 28,000, I thought, or 27,000. We never had done 28,000. So tomorrow, pie to the face, as we always do, our celebrations on our milestone goals. So thank you guys for getting us there. So pie to the face tomorrow. Thank you guys for the likes. 362. James Johns, thanks for subscribing as well. We appreciate you. And we'll be bringing you practice and qualifying all season long as well with trucks, Xfinity, and also Cup. So doing a great job. Keep it going. NASCAR 25. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it. Love it that Hocevar represents the LGBT community. About time we have an openly gay drive. I did not know that, Deadly Shark Attack. I didn't know that. Kyle Busch is on the track. Todd Gillen, Cole Custard, Eric Jones, Justin Haley, John Hunter Nemechek, and Bert Myers.
For the 4:25
Cole Custard. Get those ice cream cones out.
Tonight.
Well, we've learned. What have we learned, Clint?
He's got it on widescreen.
I've learned a lot of things, buddy. Don't lock the left front tire up. You've told me that 1,000 times.
Yep.
And I've also learned that one thing that I've learned in practice sessions is these tires are going to fall off for tomorrow. That excites me for tomorrow.
Yes.
But to run this qualifying lap that is so important to lining up in these qualifying, heat races tonight is going to be for all the marbles. In my opinion, and Larry alluded to this earlier at the top of the show, these qualifying laps right here might be just your most important lap of the whole weekend.
Well, I would agree, and I think that the track position to start the heat races is going to be so important as we lock in those 5 guys from each heat race, because you do not want to be in that LCQ tomorrow.
No, it could be a long sleepless night if you have to be in that 75-lap last chance qualifier that's only going to advance 2 drivers to the main event. Green flag at the ready. And this qualifying timed practice is underway.
And on a track like Bowman
Thank you,
Gray,
John Hill, for subscribing. We appreciate you.
The reason why this qualifying lap is so important is it is extremely hard to pass. If you can change your whole, if your car wasn't handling in practice and somehow, some way, they pump the air pressure up here for qualifying and you're able to bust a big lap off and start in front of these guys, you're probably going to make the show.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have a better shot at making the show if you qualify.
You're allowed to share links for cable cutters. For other channels, no.
Make your day a lot better when you qualify. Good.
Other channels that are showing doing the race, no.
They're going to go through you, maybe, but they're not going to pass you and just drive around.
They can find them. They're out there. All right, let's see if anybody can beat these top 4 here so far.
You get position in front of them. And
who all missed NASCAR? I know I did. That's me too.
This might be the ticket to get in a car that
yes, California Days. What's up? California Days.
So drivers have neatly spaced themselves out around the racetrack.
Lisa, what's going on?
Group 2.
Huge lockup. Eric Jones, hold on to it.
Cole Custer, 14:30. Justin Haley, 14:34. Todd Gilliland with 37, quickest so far.
Mikey G.
Custer, the only one able to break
Jeanette.
into the
Hello, Jeanette.
top 10 overall.
Kevin, do you think the wall, so we're seeing more, I think we're seeing more lockup getting into 3 than we are in 4. Do you think that wall, the way it cuts out and kind of points you into you're turning into that corner a little bit
part
more
of the chats, right? Our chat is the best chat out there on YouTube,
I mean,
y'all.
it's definitely a straighter entry with the way that wall jets out like that. So, but I really think it's just the cooler tires and the way that these guys ended practice was in that race rhythm. And when the race rhythm falls off like that, your rhythm kind of ends practice so that your corner is backed up, your roll speed is slower, you're not as quick to the throttle, and you know when you have that fall off going back into a qualifying session that you have to make that speed up somewhere, and then these guys wind up overdoing that on the entry to the corner because they think they got to drive in harder.
Justin Haley, second fastest overall.
Does not surprise me in the least. He was always really good. Surprised us right off the bat out at the LA Coliseum.
Cole Custer, 4th.
Now this is something you don't ever, see very often in qualifying. Yes.
Well, Bert's car has not been exactly what it needs to be. And in this qualifying session like this, you want to be spaced out enough to where we're in those money
I was talking
sections right here of
my
when
son.
the car needs
to
make its best lap. And Todd Gilliland was very aware of that.
Who's the pick for the class? I got
Bert's
Kyle
car
Larson.
is only 0.4 of a second off pole pace, but you see what a big difference that becomes here.
Kurt Busch gets back to NASCAR. That would be nice.
Tires. He's 4th quickest overall. He's done.
Well, I like that. I mean, at this particular point, lap 4 to 7, 8 is going to be your best lap. There's no reason to keep going logging laps.
Lap 5 was the money lap for Custer.
As these sessions go, more answers. So you might as well apply them.
Kyle Busch has pulled in. His 5th lap was his fastest. Todd Gilliland, his 7th lap was his fastest. And Justin Haley, lap 6 was the money.
Braden Stone, I'm a big fan of you.
Overall.
Thank you for that $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Braden.
Well, obviously, I've still got a good relationship with Rodney Childers, and I know how much time and effort and how many of the guys that went over there to work on that car. You think Casey Kane will come back full time? No, he won't come back full time.
Huge shot in the arm for that team. Just what the doctor ordered. Knew everything all the way through your crew chief, driver, organization.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for hanging out for us, buddy. All right, so the top 4. I want to see. Number 11 wins the Clash. We'll see. And maybe he's just not letting anybody see what he's got. Because he didn't practice much. They said he had an issue, but maybe he's just not letting anybody see what he's got. Another $9.99 for Coach. So everybody tell Coach and also tell Braden Stone thank you so much in the chat. Tell Braden Stone thank you, and tell Coach thank you for the super chat. Everybody, thank you. Thank you so much, guys, as we're trying to bring you the best content here tonight. Trying to talk to everybody, and that's what we do here. That's what we do here. CeeLo got $20 in 30 seconds. Hey, that's nice. We appreciate it. But look at the top 4, and then Coach being a member for 14 months. Nice. There you go. Thank you, buddy, for being a member. David Thomas, what's going on? Good to see you as well. We appreciate you as we're in a commercial break. All right, so let me know in the top 4, who's going to be remaining? Who's going to be the pole setters here? William Byron, Justin Haley, Alex Bowman, Cole Custard. Out of all those 4, who is not going to make it? Give me how many? All 4? Maybe 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4. How many will be there remaining after this is over? After the next set of drivers, as we have 23 already. We got, another 4. Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, SVG. Maybe Custer goes. Hope Haley stays on one of those spots. So there's Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, and SVG. Let me see those 88s in the chat. Do I have the 88? Yes, I do. 88s in the chat. SVG. SVG. Bye-bye, Haley, Lloyd says. So there is your drivers. Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, SVG, Chris Buescher, the next to qualify here to see if they can get on the top 4. And they're already going. They're already rolling. So 88, those SVGs. I love that paint job. It's nice. It is nice.
In the first part of round 2.
Justin Haley, can he survive here? Just one will make it out of the 4, Wade says.
And if that holds up, he's on the pole.
Custer out, Coulter says. At least we get to see the Dillon brothers again this season. Yeah.
Half of Group 2.
So Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, Shane SVG, and Chris Buescher. How about some Ryan Blaney fans? Ryan Blaney fans.
Ryan Blaney completes this lap. The time session will start.
All right, Clint. So your guy that you really liked in practice
was his teammate, Austin Cindric.
That's right. Is in this group.
Cole is out, you think?
His night turned around. Wasn't happy with his car in practice sessions. Hey, this is a new deal now. You can fix it all with a fast lap.
Hamlin was fastest in that last practice for Group 2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're
yes, a fan JoJo dropping those 12s.
Better adjustments on the car.
When we're done with these time practices, the fastest 8 drivers overall will start on the front row for the 4 heat races to come.
Wouldn't surprise me if that 11 car doesn't pop to the top of the board right here. Car looks good, steady, smooth.
What's up, Mike D? Good to see you. Yeah, this weekend, man. Tommy. Look at SVG, top 4. SVG, top 4. He hasn't moved up yet on the screen, but he on the TV is. SVG. Oh, now back to 7th.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of cars in this group that we thought were good. And there you see Ryan Blaney, Hamlin.
Maybe Hamlin, top 1.
Hamlin, Bell, and Blaney, 1, 2, 3.
For Denny. Number 12, Youngstown, Ohio, Roger says.
Lap 4. Now Bell is even quicker on his 5th lap, but stays 2nd.
Hamlin, baby.
But we definitely got the answer from Denny Hamlin.
Whoa! Where did he come from?
How about that?
Chris Buescher.
Ooh, Mr. Busher.
Who in the first round of practice.
Hey, Mr. C, what's up, Links and Kim? Good to see you.
Never made the main event in the 3 years we ran the Clash at the LA Coliseum. He's fastest.
Well, he's put himself in a great position to be at the front of the heat race tonight, so that's going to make his chances of making the race here at Bowman Gray a lot better.
That fixes all your problems.
It really does. Oh.
My pick to win, Bell.
30th fastest in practice.
Wow.
Number 3.
Wow, that's right.
380 likes. Helping us get to 400. Oh, Denny's off the pace.
I mean, this whole group right here has put up some serious speed.
Top
Busher, Hamlin, Bell, Blaney.
Overall.
So all 4 are not there that was
and
there
6
earlier.
Of the top 7 are from this group.
What do they do different, Kevin?
Yeah, I think that it was just coincidence that there were just a number of cars in this group
Busher from Texas
that were good. And the way that they split these groups up were off of last year's points. You would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, in 1 and 4 would be in one group, and 2 and 5, and 3 and 6. So it was a little bit of a random draw.
1 minute to go in this session for the second half of
1
Group
minute to
2,
go in Group
and they
2.
own the top 5 spots on the board.
Sure do. I mean, it wasn't very long ago. You know, we were talking early 20s are just looking so good.
14.146 for Chris Busher.
High-fiving. Not any longer.
Good job
it's going to take low teams to get the job done.
14.146 for Chris Busher. That's an average around this flat quarter mile of 63.6 miles an hour.
Mr. Busher.
Hamlin second fastest. If that holds up, he's on the pole for Heat 2.
This week I've seen predictions that Christopher Bell was going to win. Not sure about that. Are you sure about that? All right, Christopher Bell. Chris Busher. This is interesting. Chris Busher, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, your top 4. Tell me, will this be your 4 pole setters? How many will last there? Here, Chris Busher, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, all pretty fast. Who do you have? Who do you have? Now, none will survive, Bronny says. None will survive. Alex Bowman's going to win. So how it's set up here, so the 1 through 4 is your pole setters, and then 5 through 8 are second place. We'll start the heats, and then 9 through 12, etc., in the positions for the heat races. Donald Johnson says all will be in. Chris Busher says, Donald Johnson says Chris Busher, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney will be the pole setters for their respective heat races. Interesting. Busher and Hamlin butterfly. Blaney says Conk says the 12. Donald says Blaney's going to last. All will make it. 20 car wins the pole. See, 20 and Barry going to finish first and second tomorrow. Josh Barry. Oh, Lloyd loves that Bell car and the Barry car. What is the last chance race tomorrow? So that is the first and second place finishers of the last chase finisher will be entry number 21 and 22. So 21. So the top 20 will make it tonight. Then tomorrow they're going to have a race for the ones that didn't make it tonight. They're all going to race in a race tomorrow. I think it's 75 laps. And first and second place will move on to the Clash. And then position number 23 will be the whoever was in the top 24 that's not in the Clash yet will make it in points last year. Ty Gibbs will wreck 23. Want to bet? If they're in the same heat? You're welcome, man. So this is fun. This is interesting. CeeLo's a happy man. Racing's back. That's right. Showman gonna win. Bowman the showman, Timothy says. Bowman the showman.
14.146 seconds. He is fastest.
If he wrecks the 23, that'll be funny. I hope Chastain wins 3 of the 4 races.
4-minute time practice that will set the field.
Watermelon Man, James.
4 qualifying heaps.
How many cars in the clash? Total 23.
Hamlin's car, and he proved that he made it better. But Chris Buescher.
All right, so Chastain, Todd Gilliland,
top of the board.
Recky Spinhouse, and AJ Allmendinger in this one.
It would probably be maybe Ross Chastain and Michael McDowell. But after,
Michael McDowell as well.
I don't know that you rule anybody out.
Zane Smith, Garrett Smithley as well, and Cody Ware.
So easy to overdrive your car, hit your marks, be disciplined behind the wheel. There's a lot of things that can be messed up in this qualifying lap.
So Michael McDowell sporting his new colors. 71 this year.
Yeah, Clint said that earlier. That 71 is definitely tough to get used to with Michael McDowell in it. So here we go.
Now this group not quite as spread out as the cars in group number 2. Kind of bunched together at the back, but the green flag waves and we are qualifying. Chastain's going to gun it off turn number 4.
4 more likes. Let's get to that 400.
As the green flag has waved.
You got the 48 or the 5. I got the 5 and the 19.
There's McDowell.
Yeah, we see the Sunny D car there, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's a bright one, Clint. Bright car.
Yeah, it reminds you of Tim Brown's Modified out there.
It does.
Watching.
See Zane Smith and now Ross Chastain. We saw them all trying to get their spacing correctly. We thought that car was really good. And Allmendinger, another road racer, always pretty good at Martinsville. Expect him to have at least a chance here at a good lap.
Allmendinger 24th.
Some smoke
on the first lap. McDowell jumping over those. Hitting this, I think he hit the storm drain back there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When it bounces like that, you definitely know that they've hit that drain.
See what Chastain put up there.
Watermelon Man Chastain, thank you subscribing. Hell B Man 666.
Doesn't have the speed out of this group so far. You see Chastain 12th quick overall with a 14:26.
Getting into that point of the run where it's
might have a little bit more for you this lap.
Got a little bit of their money laps coming.
Cars rolled, got rotated good, back to the throttle off the 4. Let's see what it is.
390 likes. Let's go.
Didn't crack the top 10.
Yeah, moved up
Bubba
to
Bubba.
right
It would be funny if the 23 my driver Rex Ty Gibbs for being a baby.
Stenhouse.
Recky.
Zane Smith 20th.
No one's touching the top 4 here in this group.
And now Zane Smith up to 9th. Big jump.
Looks
up
like
the board.
RCR is going to be bad again this season.
Chastain
Lord
12th.
Withrow, what's up?
It's interesting to see.
Maybe the 23 and the 54 will wreck each other. There isn't much room on this track.
Up off the corner. That camera view really good to be able to tell the bounce in the cars as they come up off of turn 4. See that car just bouncing and hopping all over the place. That's not good for speed.
No, the platform, if you interrupt the platform whatsoever with these cars, it's speed. It's exactly what it is. Just
the Dillon Bros are back
so
at it.
Chastain 9th and 12th. Allmendinger 21st. Stenhouse
Tony Stewart
22nd.
commenting. Clear voice, easy to understand. Hopefully Tony can comment.
Zane Smith popped into the top 10
a couple races this year. I don't think so.
24.
Yeah, I think, you know, after last year with everything that Zane had going at Spire, and really saw him kind of come into his own there at the end of the season with a whole bunch of, you know, solid finishes at the end of the year. Really late getting his deal done and wound up in the 38 car P9 right now.
And that happened on his 8th lap, a little later than most of the top 10.
6 more to 400 likes.
These guys
Let's
took
get
an
there.
extra couple laps. They were kind of fighting not to want to get the spacing towards the end of the field.
We do have the scanners. We can
Smith
do that.
and Chastain, the only two from this group in the top 20.
That last group was stacked, Clint.
Yeah.
Leo says go 11.
Yeah, Allmendinger, Stenhouse just outside. And
yeah, all the haymakers. All the haymakers came from the last
I think this was
group.
a first when a driver wins.
It was just boom, boom,
to get their
boom,
playoff
too,
spot
right
taken
in order.
away, like Austin Dillon.
And I think the thing that answers with this group, it's not like the racetrack was changing.
He's an open car, yes.
Picking up.
He's not a charter.
As far as the cars on the racetrack or the conditions outside or whatever it was.
There's some heavy hitters in this last group. Don't go away, guys. Logano, Reddick, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe's fast in that 19. This last group could be the one.
The top
Nice
4
run
did
for
not
Zane Smith and
get
crew chief
touched.
Ryan Bergeni, the only car to break into the top 10 from this group. And if that holds, if no one runs faster in the second half of Group 3, that'll put him on row number 2 of his heat.
Busch's teammate, Brad Keselowski, in that 6 car. Keep an eye on him.
A lot of good ones in this.
Xfinity on CW,
Mike.
yeah.
I would say
that's
that
back at the end. That's going to be on all Xfinity races will be on the CW this year. They're not just going to be on Fox.
So first to 20th
and then
right
CW.
now are separated by a 1/10.5 of a second. Whew. Jamie.
Well, you guys talked about Chris
Yeah,
Busch
we'll
in the
see.
last 3 years
Here's
at the LA
Chris Buescher.
Coliseum. It wasn't too kind to you, but you look like you came to play. How's the car overall?
Yeah, my dad reminded me this week. I guess he's seen the stats or heard about them on the TV. So, not a good pep talk leading into it, but really proud of everybody coming in here. These things have been tough on us, and it's nice to get some speed out of this Kroger Treetop Ford Mustang, and at least be in a good spot now. I know we got a couple more cars on track here. We'll see where it ends up, but ultimately, I don't think we can get kicked off the front row for a heat. So, yeah, heck of a start there. We'll certainly take that after the last couple years.
So far, so good. Have a good heat race.
Thank you.
Regan.
He says he doesn't
currently
think.
third position right now. That would put you on the pole for one of the heat races, potentially, depending on this last group. You're good at these fast-paced weekends of hurry-up, qualify heat races. How's everything going so far for the 24 car?
It's going up and down, that's for sure. Practice was obviously less than ideal. But, yeah, heck, I don't know. It all is so fast-paced that you're just on to the next one, focusing on what you can do to be better, what you need your car to do better. And this 20 group did an amazing job making the right adjustments to get us a good qualifying lap. So we are off to a lot better start than we were last year at this show in the Mobil 1 Camry.
All right, it's good to see you smiling. That tells us you're
Christopher Bell, Big Wade, that's your boy.
Here's what's at stake here. When this group is done, the 8 fastest cars.
Yeah, he's
will
not
have
coming back.
earned
That
front row
Fox crew
starting
is set.
spots in
Unless
their
they do
heats.
something with Amazon.
Next 8 drivers, second row starting spots in their
Thank you, Big
respective
J.
25 lap heats. Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
I can tell you one in this group that's looking to have a better lap.
Hey, man, that's awesome, Big J.
is
Congratulations.
Tyler Reddick.
Congrats.
45. He was clear down the sheet, 29th fastest in practice.
Yeah, and I think back on sticker tires, everything that we've talked about in all the sessions before applies to this one. These guys should have the most information with everything that they've seen and done throughout all the other qualifying sessions. So don't slide the tire. Get everything you can out of the roll speed and as quick as you can get to the throttle. So wouldn't surprise me if most of this group is up in the top 15.
J. McMurray.
All right, 3 laps in next time around.
400 likes. Thank you,
And now
guys.
We're starting to see some changes.
Let's go to 500.
Up to
500 likes.
Reddick 20th.
There it is.
Logano 4th. Elliott 4th.
That's a front row.
Keselowski 3rd.
Wow, great lap, Brad.
Wow,
Teammate
Brad
Buescher.
Keselowski.
Doesn't surprise me.
But it just gives you so much confidence when you see
Reddick,
your teammate.
Elliott to the top.
Chase.
Briscoe to 8th. Top 8, front row start in the heat.
Haymakers are coming. Left.
Look at this.
You see Chase Elliott right there, and qualifying
Chase
good
Elliott
is great, but his car looked really good in race trim. So putting that thing up in the front of the pack is definitely he's gonna be a contender. as we go through these heat races tonight.
Logano just found some more speed out of his car. Let's see what he gets this lap. Stays the same.
5 of the 8 fastest are in this final session. Top 8, front row start. Next 8, second row start. Minute and a half to go, but that should about do it.
Tyler Reddick has his car up in fourth spot, and I think for us, we didn't know that where the speed was in that car. But when you put these cars and pump the air pressure up, like you said earlier, Clint, you just never know who the contenders are going to be
Tyler
up front.
Reddick out there in the top 4.
So the 8 front row starters, it looks like, will be 1 Chevy, Chase Elliott, 3 Fords, and 4 Toyotas.
Let's go 45.
A minute to go.
You're not giving up. Briscoe's still trying.
Yeah, and I think
he retired.
I think all the good's gone.
He is 6th right now. So that's an outside front row spot.
Is part-time this year, yeah.
Which will be great. You know, I think
in the 01 car
on the front row in these heat races, you got to be in the top 5. This is, in my opinion,
Ronnie,
not only the most
explain
important
why
part, but also the
he's in the
hardest part
01
of
car this
everything
year.
that these guys will have to do tonight to put those laps together to try to put themselves in the right position for the heat race.
All right, qualifying is done. Everybody's idling back to the pits. Chase
What up,
Elliott,
Daniel?
fastest.
Good to see
the
you.
First 8 drivers on your screen will have front row starts for the heat races coming up at 8:30
Yeah, they don't say
Eastern
Camaro
time,
anymore.
About 24 minutes from now. So tonight, the NASCAR Clash at Bowman Gray heat races 8:30 Eastern time. Tomorrow, last chance qualifier at 6, NASCAR race day at 7:30. The NASCAR Clash 200 lap feature at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Next on FS1, Empty Cup, the 92 NASCAR Championship.
All right, so we are now going to have the heat races, and your pole sitters are going to be Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin, and Tyler Reddick. So qualifying is over. Bronny says Corey LaJoie will be in the 01 to promote his Stacking Pennies brand, since a penny is 01 in IRL. So yeah, so Corey LaJoie not running a full-time gig this year. He will be running in the 01 car, the penny car. That's right. So are they not running Camaros? Yes, they're running Camaros. They're just not saying it on the car, I guess, because they're not making Camaros anymore. But thank you guys for the ones that are hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Hit the like. We're trying to go to 500 likes. 500 likes tonight on the heat races. We'll be back tomorrow as well. We'll have that in the pin message as well for you tomorrow. But glad you guys are back with us. We're going to have a fun year racing, and looking forward to seeing you guys back here for Speed Weeks, which will carry the qualifying, we'll carry the duels, and then we'll carry the truck race, the Xfinity race, and the Daytona 500. Leonardo says, hey, CeeLo, new season. Yes, sir. So SVG will start P3 in heat race number 2. That's right. So like I said, 1 through 4 is spot 1 in heat races. 5 through 8 is spot 2 in heat races. And so on and so on. And that's how they'll do them. We'll have 4 races with 25 laps each. Can we watch the heat races or no? No, we cannot watch them. They don't have any cams for these races. So tomorrow they do, but we're not sure what's going to happen there. But they did take cams away on NASCAR.com. They went all to HBO Max. So if you have HBO as a subscription on your TV, you'll get to watch them for free. And it's just going to be in-car cameras. You're not going to have the Sky Cam and the Battle Cam like we showed last year. And also, they're going to actually have a running order on the side of the camera so you can see who's in first place. But you can watch every camera, or they'll have like a set of 4 cameras that are already predetermined, and you can click on those and it'll have the running order as well. It'll also have MRN radio And I don't know if it'll have the broadcast or not, but that's how it goes. But not tonight, not tonight. No cams this season. So and on NASCAR.com, the cams are no longer. They used to be free, right? So we were allowed to watch them. It wasn't the broadcast. We never had any issues with it. But now that they're on, why is this? So why are they doing the? That's weird. Hold on a second. Let me. Oh, so they're taking a 30-minute break. I didn't know that. If I knew that, we would have just done a separate stream. So starting last in each of the heat races will be Tim Brown, Cody Ware, Burt Myers, and Garrett Smithley. We kind of figured that, right? We kind of figured that was going to happen. So we got about 12-minute break, about maybe 20-minute break here, and we'll see what happens. But how's everybody been doing? How's everybody had on the off season? Anything to want to share? Like one of our guys just said he got a nice big job, and so can we watch the heat races? We cannot watch the heat races. They do not allow us to show the broadcast. That is illegal. So you're not allowed to do that. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be doing this a lot. Lots of followers on here should be able to show some races. We can't, Roger. I can't do it. We're not allowed to show the actual broadcast. It is against the rules. If anybody does show the broadcast, they will take it down off their channel and will delete it or hide it so they can't be found. We're not like that. We like to keep our stuff up because that's how you can advertise, and that's it. So got to watch Kentucky beat Tennessee the other day. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Tennessee had a big win though tonight. We had that this morning. We had that. We did Tennessee versus Florida. Why are we here if you can't show the races? Well, we've been doing this like this all season. The beginning of last year, we didn't have the cams at all. We didn't have any cams at all. But we were fortunate because they were free on NASCAR.com. So it is on FS1, Steve. FS1. But yeah, they were free on NASCAR.com last year, and now they're no longer free on NASCAR.com. So you can't watch them for free anymore. So they moved them to HBO Max on the Max streaming service, and it's exclusively for Max. So I'm not about to get shut down because you guys want to watch the races. I'm sorry about that. We're here for the entertainment. That's right. We're here for, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. There's other places to watch. There's other places. We have a great stream here, though. We do. Scan the Brats radio. Let's see. Let's see if we all scan here. See if anybody's talking. I doubt anybody's talking though. About the officials. See if anything on the officials about MRN radio.
Doesn't take much to bust off a good lap. So just it was nice to be able to do that. But certainly we got to understand how that just happened and try and do that for 25 laps.
And now you get to go racing. So how is the race car? Is it maneuverability is there a little bit? Obviously, the temperatures continue to fall. It gets pretty cold and obviously a little bit slick out there.
Yeah, I really have no idea. I guess we'll all find out together into turn one.
Sounds good. That's Tyler Reddick as he continues to debrief with his 2311 crew. What a cool paint scheme that Tyler has on his Toyota. It's the Unbannable for Jordan Brand, celebrating back in 1985 when the NBA banned Michael Jordan's iconic red and black Jordan 1 brand shoes. Well, Nike decided in Christmas Day this past year they were going to start to celebrate the 40th anniversary of those iconic shoes and put black bars over the shoes to, quote, ban them, but you could still buy them online. But really cool marketing effort for Nike,
Jamie.
And the Jordan brand, of course, now on Tyler Reddick's Toyota here at Bowman Gray.
Right now, Tyler Reddick and others getting ready to go tonight. Tyler getting ready to start
15
his
minutes,
sixth full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. It'll be his third with 2311 Racing, and we'll see what they have. Tyler Reddick and 2311 stepped it up last year, going to victory lane multiple times.
To hang out with
we'll see what 25 has in store obviously having a bit of a challenge to get it going here at Bowman Gray. Let's hear from the fastest man on the property. Postman is with Chase Elliott.
And they are starting to line cars up. The first car they're lining up is Chase Elliott. So, Chase, we talked to you midway through that practice session. Obviously, you found something there as far as that goes. How good is this race car now?
Yeah, I hope it's as, good on the long haul as it was fast, for sure. That's always the hope. But honestly, I thought we made it better from the first practice to the second practice, and then I thought they made a good, some good, really small changes from the second one to the qualifying set. And I got the most out of it there while the good was on the tires. So now I've just got to settle back into more of a race pace situation, try to control this thing, and try to get us a good starting spot for tomorrow.
We'll see what happens. He's got the best starting spot. That's Chase Elliott. We've spent a lot of this session talking about change. When we talk about no change, as far as drivers and crew chiefs, the entire Hendrick camp is back. Chase is back with Alan Gustafson. Blake Harris is still calling the shots for Alex Bowman. Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson, Rudy Fugel and William Byron. So change a lot of times is good, but if you're the Hendrick camp, you're looking at coming back with that same stellar lineup that they have, and we'll see how they fare here tonight. We'll see how they fare at Daytona. They won the Daytona 500. And we'll see how they fare throughout the course of the season. But Chase Elliott, the fastest car, and he'll be the first car lining up here tonight at Bowman Gray.
From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right, so we'll just listen to MRN radio while Fox takes a break, or FS1 takes a break from their broadcast moment, as they got some other stuff on with Davey Allison, it looks like, on here. So that looks pretty cool. But I hope everybody's having a great night tonight. We appreciate you being here. How's Legacy Motorsports looking there? I guess Jimmy Johnson, I don't know if he was this way or the other way around. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. I heard that Jimmy Johnson has like almost full control of Legacy Motorsports now. I think that's what I heard. I'm not too sure, but I'll have that corrected for you during our 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season preview. It'll be next Friday on our channel. Jojo says, hey, you get to hang out with a lot of great race fans, and CeeLo doing a great job. Thank you, Jojo. So Jeffrey Lake says, correct. Thank you. So Jimmy Johnson owns a good portion of Legacy Motorsports now. Before it was a partnership. So that is something that has changed. And he's running Daytona and the Coke 600, right? And the Indianapolis one, the Brickyard, I think. Is that majority of the ownership? Jeffrey Lake says, yes, thank you. All right. So yeah, so that's the big change for Legacy. Of course, Richard Petty was there with him as well. But same drivers coming back this year. Eric Jones, and who else? The 42, John Hunter Nemechek. And we'll see if he does anything with Jimmy Johnson. But fire CeeLo NASCAR California Day says, bump and run, baby. That's right, bump and run. I think he just announced Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. Okay, so I wasn't it last year he ran the Brickyard as well. So, but JJ said he's going to take it kind of slow, and I think that's what he needs to. Just be a car owner. Don't get out there on the track. I understand you know these drivers can't give up what they want, but get out there and enjoy it, right? Just get out there and enjoy it and have a good time with it. I enjoyed the years when Adam Stevens was crew chief for the 18. Also coming back for that's in the 50 car that'll be here. Let's see position he is in. The 50 car. The 50 car, Burt Myers, Yuri Jr. that used to have the crew chief for Dale Jr. He is the crew chief for Burt Myers in that 50 car down here. He's going to start one of the last spots. So JJ needs to retire. CeeLo says, or Roger says, CeeLo, great job. Thank you, buddy. Trying our best here. Trying to give us the best content here. Trying to give you a great chat and have a good time. Way to hang out on a Sunday. But coming up, like I said, this tomorrow we'll do the rest of the Clash. And then on Friday, next Friday, we'll have a 2025 NASCAR season preview vlog that'll be out. And then next Wednesday, I believe, we'll have next Thursday, we'll have qualifying, followed by the Clash, the duels. And then Friday night will be the truck race. Saturday will be the Xfinity race. And Sunday, the Daytona 500. So looking forward to a great speed weeks with you guys. What about the duels? So we'll have those on our channel as well on not this Thursday coming up, but next Thursday will be the duels from Daytona. CeeLo, it's Saturday. What's Saturday? Qualifying? No, it's not. They don't do that until... They don't have the qualifying on Saturday. They do it right before the duels, don't they? Is it Saturday? Hold on, I gotta look up. I gotta look that up. It's about to get mad at the Madhouse. 97 Cobra, what's going on, man? Good to see you. And we're over 28,000 today, y'all. I can't believe that. But hit that subscribe for us. See if we can get down to 28,100. So 40 subscribers away from 28,100. And we're 70 likes away from 500 likes. 500 likes today on the channel. So Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher. And let's go back to MRN Radio. Sorry about that.
Teams, kind of what's your assessment as somebody that knows a lot about this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see convergence. You give all these top teams a few shots of the racetrack, and they're making their cars better each time out. Passing's going to be a little bit difficult. I mean, you see people playing nice out there in practice, but getting that fender up under them and then them giving it to you in the heat race is going to be a whole different story. So I think it's much of the same in the Gen 7 racing. You give us more laps on the racetrack, it makes the competition tighter, and then they'll have to use the front bumper to sort it out here in the heat races, I think.
Communication is always critical in this sport, but now as you manage these 4 teams, what is the communication like between, yourself, the 54, the 11, and the 20 and so forth, as far as getting everyone aligned when they come to the racetrack?
Well, I hope, given where I just came from, they have a certain amount of trust and respect for what I'm able to do in their shoes, and then likewise. So if I come into each camp, maybe they'll listen and take what I have to say into account, and then also I can zoom out and work on things that will tie them closer together that they don't have to worry about. So far that's all been going really, really well, and I look forward to continuing to exercise that throughout the first quarter or so here.
Well, it's good to see you. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Yeah, thanks. Let's go racing.
That's right. Chris Gabehart, competition director, Joe Gibbs Racing, as he assimilates into his new role. It's been fun to watch him, almost like a honeybee flirting around between each of the teams, gathering all the notes, and then, of course, just giving his input to the guys calling the shots.
Alex, I'll be honest with you. That was one of the bigger surprising moves that I didn't see coming in the offseason, because Chris Gabehart, Denny Hamlin, obviously a potent pairing in the NASCAR Cup Series. And then when we got the ripple effects of these announcements that when Chris Gabehart was going to go lead the competition department, Chris Gale came over to crew chief for Denny Hamlin. Then you also have Tyler Allen going into crew chief for Ty Gibbs. You've got James Small, and you got Chase Briscoe, and then Adam Stevens, and then Christopher Bell, rounding out the whole quartet of pairings over there at JGR. But I was joking with Gabehart earlier, is, instead of laying hands on one car, you get to lay hands on all 4 cars. That's a very talented crew chief. He knows exactly what he's doing. And now a talented director of competition.
And a great fit for Joe Gibbs Racing that can only enhance that entire race team. That's a 4-car team. Cole Custer, driving for the Haas factory team, is a single-car NASCAR Cup Series effort, but he had a good run in qualifying, Steve.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he did have a solid run in qualifying. So, Cole, let's talk about that. Just assess how your practice session, how you're qualifying in your new digs, how everything went for you here this evening at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, it was really solid. Practice, we could have been a little bit better on the board, but we got way better in qualifying, and long run speed was really good in practice. So all these guys, everything they had to do with Haas Factory team this offseason, it's awesome to come out here and be top 20 and have a shot at this transfer and hopefully get us into the Clash here. So these guys done a great job and just got to finish it off.
Okay, so you talk about where you qualified. Sounds to me like you're going to be in the scrum.
Me too, Roger.
It sounds to me like you're going to be in that middle spot. What's the mindset when you get ready to go here? What's your expectations as far as battling for one of those transfer spots?
Yeah, I mean, you're not making me feel better about it, but it's gonna be fisticuffs. It's gonna be tough. People are gonna be using each other up. It's gonna be tough for that last transfer spot. So at least we don't have any teammates in that race, so we don't have to worry about that.
You had a pretty good run in the Cup Series, picked up a win at Kentucky, then you had a spectacular run in the Xfinity Series. What's it like coming back? What's it mean to you to be able to come back to the Cup Series now with a team that's really enveloped and built right around you?
It's huge. I mean, not many people get second chances at this, so to have the second chance and come back here and everything I've learned over the last couple of years, I think has really helped a lot. And to work with a great group and, just try and put all the pieces together. And, I think little by little we'll get it better and better. And hopefully, by the end of the year, be where we need to be.
Little by little, that's for sure. One of my favorite people in the garage is his dad, Joe. Joe's running the operation here, and Joe grabbed me today and says, look at that, new team, we're tied for the point lead. So they're tied for the point lead right now. We'll see how they go. No points on the line tonight. They're going to scratch and claw for a qualifying spot right now. That's Cole Custer, one of our other favorites here in the garage area.
Of course, we talk about how Cole spent time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, picked up the championship in 23, comes back to the Cup Series in 2025. As far as tonight is concerned, Cole will start fourth in the fourth and final heat race. From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right. Appreciate everybody hanging. We're listening to MRN as we have a break from FS1. They'll be coming back on here in about 5 minutes. NASCAR admitted since going to the street race in Chicago, they have lost millions. Right, because not everybody can watch it downtown Chicago. But that is an interesting race. Of course, Alex Bowman won that race last year and made the playoffs because of it. So, but they're going to continue for sure. And because they want that on a spectacle for July 4th weekend. CeeLo, what did Tony Eury Jr. do? They got him fired. I'm not sure about that. Right, just camera angles he shows so his channel can grow. Yeah, so last year we were able to watch it on NASCAR.com because they were free. And now we can't. Rowdy Bush, what's up, man? Rowdy Bush, what's up, dude? Good to see you. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to see what, goes on, see if anybody else does those cams on HBO Max. But right now we're going to chill and just chill with it. So Chicago's cheap and accessible, and the locals just could care less. You're right. And it was hard for a lot of folks to go see it. So here's MRN Radio.
25-lap heat races coming your way, and that will help in setting the starting lineup for tomorrow night's Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, the top 5 will advance from each one of these. And when you look at this, the way it's broken up in these 4 heat races, Mike, there are 10 drivers in the first 3 heat races. Since we have an odd number of cars, there's only 9 drivers in the 4th heat race. So essentially, half the field's going to get in tonight to the main event. The other half is going to have to go to the last chance qualifying race here tomorrow. So when you try to put it in that perspective, if you're not starting in the top 5 when the green flag flies, you got to look at the silver lining is you only got to pass a handful of cars to be able to do that. Now, looking at the silver lining and being positive about it is one thing. Having the car capable of driving around somebody and having the guts to go up and maybe move somebody out of the way to get that spot, well, that's something else.
This is one of the greatest
we
moves
always
that
hear
NASCAR have made
in races
Bowman Gray
like this,
Stadium.
even
We'll
out
see
at
how it
LA.
looks
Well,
after this is
the
over.
front bumper will determine this or that. I wouldn't want to put myself in peril on the racetrack tonight. I wouldn't want to rip my nose off because then I got to go to the back of the pack. I got to work on my race car. I want to try to keep it as intact as possible and save that front bumper to win that Bobby Allison Memorial Trophy tomorrow night, not a starting spot to try to get that trophy tomorrow night.
While I 100% see and tend to agree with your thought, I'm the opposite. I want to go ahead and lock myself in tonight. You got all night tonight. You can get to the garage tomorrow. Even if you have to work on the car with some unapproved adjustments and start the main at the back, the fact is you're going to start the main event. And that, to me, is the biggest thing. That's what the heat races are all about, is making sure you're in the show. Ask Chris Buescher and that race team what it's like to miss the main event. They've done it the last 3 years.
100%. However, you want to ruffle feathers. I want to wait till tomorrow night to ruffle them. I don't want to get people ticked up before you even get to the race tomorrow night. I love it.
I do too. That's part of it here, and that's what we're anticipating here in the heat races.
Back to the garage and Chris.
Catching up here with Zane Smith and his return to Front Row Motorsports. Boy, it's been an eventful end of last year and then, of course, the offseason. But what's it been like just coming back to a place you're pretty familiar with?
Yeah, it's awesome to be back at FRM, especially in the 38. Seeing a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces, and a short amount of time, but I've had a lot of fun pretty much the past month. I got technically signed on Christmas Eve, and so it's been a crazy off season to say the least, but glad we're here in Bowman Gray and we're kicking off our season on the right foot. I feel like we had pretty good practice session. I felt like made gains on our car, which is a positive. And obviously this place is a place of its own, but still you get to learn the language of each other and try to make gains on the car. So I'm happy with our Speedy Cash Ford. I think we qualified like 14th, which puts me 4th in like Heat 2 or something like that. I wish I was on the bottom, especially after watching the modified race, but I also learned in the modified race a lot can happen. So just trying to have as clean of a race as possible and try to advance with our Speedy Cash Ford.
I was going to say, you're right around that target zone as far as who's going to make it and who's going to have to run an LCQ. So with that being said, how do you approach your heat race knowing that you got to drive out of the windshield, you got to go?
Yeah, you got to go. And man, my experience so far, I thought I ran maybe 30 laps in practice, and I actually ran like 80. So it's crazy how fast the laps click away here. Who knows if it gets single file and goes green, then it's going to go by really fast. So people are all on the same page. You need to be aggressive right away to get that track position. But I think it's just wide enough to have 2 wide. So it'll be interesting to say the least.
I know a lot of drivers, when they took the track walk, noticed the little kind of cutout there on the back straightaway going to turn 3. Does it stick out as far when you're barreling down to turn 3 than maybe when you were walking the track earlier?
Entry to turn 3 and exit to turn 4 is toe link central. So that's why I'm not super pumped to be on the outside because I think the outside could be the safer barrier to that area. But like I said, we're going to be slipping and sliding around with the cold temperatures here today and or tonight, and then just try to move forward with what I can and advance.
Buckle up and hang on. Zane Smith, Front Row Motorsports. He's got that 4th starting spot. Look for him to try to make his way and lock himself into tomorrow's clash.
It's a bit of a homecoming for Zane Smith here in 2025. He used to drive for Front Row Motorsports. Matter of fact, he won a truck championship back in 2022, raced for him in 23, drove for Spire Motorsports last year. It didn't look like he was going to have a home in 2025, and through the set of circumstances of Front Row Motorsports acquiring a charter from the now defunct Stewart Haas Racing, that opened the door for Zane to return. He'll be paired with Ryan Briganti here in 2025.
He's a talented race car driver. Finished 2nd last year in the Cup race at the Nashville Super Speedway. And here in the off season, he and his beautiful wife, McCall, celebrated their 1st wedding anniversary and got away. And I mean got away, they got out of the country. They went down to the beaches of St. Barth's and had a great time down there. So congratulations. 1 year married and now back with Front Row Motorsports, trying to earn his way to a victory in the NASCAR Cup Series. From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The Motor Racing Network's podcast offerings are a must for any NASCAR fan.
Thank you. Thank you, Emmy Racing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Got it.
It's surreal still. I can't believe it.
Genus Math, what's up? Rowdy all the way. And I was talking about, is there a delay in the broadcast? Is the station that says it's on where I'm in? Not yet. Not yet. They had a little break, but it's coming up pretty soon. They have a 25-minute break, and they'll have it back here in a second. I've gone deaf. What's up, Derek? Good to see you. Thank you, guys. Let me know. You know me. I always put it on mute and I forget.
Elliott, Brad Keselowski will be on the front row as we're just ever closer to putting these cars on the track to go racing.
Alex gives you Chase Elliott and Brad Keselowski. They will start 1 and 2. Ryan Blaney, Justin Haley, 3 and 4. Ross Chastain rounding out the top 5. Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch, And the Dillon brothers, Austin and Ty, will start in 9th and 10th, respectively.
And, you know, when you look at this, they're the two
brothers.
Richard Childress Racing Chevrolets starting 8th and 9th there with Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. Not what they had in mind, I'm sure, when they unloaded here today to have the speed or lack thereof. Maybe it's the handling of the race cars, but you can never count Kyle Busch out, never count Austin Dillon out. Both of those drivers can root their way through traffic.
You know, when we came out of the Olympic break last year, Austin obviously winning at Richmond didn't count towards the playoffs with the shenanigans that happened at the end of the race, but Richard Childress Racing looked like they had speed in their race cars and they were making progress. And then it faded away. Last year was a very taxing year for RCR. I'm curious to see how much they've made progress. They have gone to work personnel-wise, and they look to be in position to make gains, make strides in 2025 after a very miserable 2024.
Keith Rodden has moved to oversee the competition department at Richard Childress Racing. He's a North Carolina State Wolfpack engineering grad. He's been his time on top of a pit box as a crew chief, won some races at the NASCAR Cup Series level, now overseeing competition. Richard Boswell has moved over to crew chief for Austin Dillon now, and Kyle Busch, still with Randall Burnett, Derek Nealon is spotter. They feel like they've got the chemistry. They just need to put it together from green flag to checkered flag.
Johnny Klossmeyer is now the technical director over there, so they really have gone deep in the personnel lineup to make adjustments here and there, and we'll see if it pays off in 2025. From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The Motor Racing Network's podcast offerings are a must for any NASCAR.
All right. And FS1 is back
People
on.
that are desperate in the back, they're coming to the front. And how do you do that, Kevin? You move them out of the way.
Yeah, and I think that's really what we're getting ready to see is what is the style of racing going to be?
Thank
How
you,
do we
Scott
make a
Pearson,
pass?
for
Is it
subscribing.
in the
Scott,
grass?
thank you.
How hard do you have to hit them? Where do you have to hit them? So this is going to form the style of racing that we're going to see at Bowman Gray. We expect it to be rough, but we don't really know exactly how they're going to do it.
Well, this is the culture of racing here. Earlier today in the 125-lap modified race, the leader pushed the outside pole sitter on a restart to brush the wall. Under caution, he came up to chat about it. The leader gave him a wheel, and on the next restart, that leader got punted into the first turn wall. That's the way they race here.
What he meant to say is half the cars finished with no front bumper on.
That's right. Yeah, the second place car couldn't challenge for the win. Burt Myers, his front bumper was looking skyward. But that was then. This is now. We're ready for heat number 1. And here they are with 5 cars out of the 10 to qualify. Now, notice all of the RCR cars down there at the bottom of that list. That'll be interesting as they fight their way forward. Here's Regan Smith.
Well, Mike, you were just talking about how guys are going to get from the outside down to the inside and how technical it could get at the start of these races. Joey Logano, third heat race. You will start second on the outside of the
Logano.
How do you get this 22 down to the bottom so you don't lose too many spots?
Well, the good thing is Fox Sports has great coverage, and I'll be watching that first couple of heats to see how they're getting down. I watched the modified race here earlier. That's really all we have to go off of, and it seemed like the second place, first car on the outside, more times than not got down, not every time. And it usually took a pretty aggressive move to do it. So it's not going to be comfortable by no means, but we'll do what we can, try to stay up there and, ultimately get ourselves a good starting spot for tomorrow. Track position is going to be really important.
All right, good luck. Thanks for talking to us. Jamie?
Well, Tyler Reddick got up on the gas when he needed to. He'll start on the pole in the 4th qualifying heat. So first off, racing here at Bowman Gray. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to come here and watch some racing a few times over the years. It's been a few years though since I've been here, so yeah, it's just cool to be able to roll up here to Winston Salem and hop right off the interstate and boom, here it is, here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Thanks for the sub.
Yeah, the weather is obviously cooling off, and some of those factors are coming into play. But the first 2 practice sessions for our Jordan Gray and Camry was just not ideal. We were really struggling out there, so it was good to make those adjustments. And when it counted, put down a good lap.
How relieved were you when they said 4th? You're starting on pole.
Well, I thought they said 4th in our group, good job. And I mean, with how rough today had been, I'm like, well, yeah, it's been that kind of a day. But no, they meant B4 overall. I thought they were messing with me at first, so we'll take it.
Well, we'll see how he does in the qualifying.
What's Titty doing? He's got
Larry McReynolds.
a hot dog or
Jamie,
something.
when you look back at the 3 years that we ran the LA Coliseum, Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch, and Austin Dillon, top fives every single time they raced at the Coliseum. They are struggling here. They're going to both be in this heat race starting 8th and 9th. I talked to Richard Boswell, Randall Burnett, the crew chiefs. They said their cars just get tighter and tighter. The front wheels just lose grip, and they feel like being under the impound. They can't get it adjusted out. They will be fun to watch in this heat race.
Thanks, Larry. 4 Fords and 6 Chevrolets.
I don't know if they're going to update this or
in
not.
this first qualifying heat. 5 to qualify. Everybody else goes to the last chance qualifier. And Bowman Gray Stadium and NASCAR announced that all tickets for today, tonight, and tomorrow have been sold. The whole weekend completely sold out. 40% of those tickets to locals, and the other 60% to people from 44 different states.
Want to look at your outside front row right there, Brad.
Gotta love it when Elliott's up
These
front.
guys are really fast. His teammate Buscher really showed some speed in that qualifying session, and he followed suit right behind him. Big turnaround for these guys in the Clash. First 2 Clash experiences out there for RFK. Didn't make the race. He finished 8th. Brad did last year. Huge turnaround this year at Bowman Gray.
Well, what I want to see, Clint, is what's the outside line look like? How hard is it for him to get down? Are these cars going to slip up off the corner and create that hole like we saw in the modified race? So there's a lot that's getting ready to unfold right here, and I can't wait.
A lot of slipping and sliding around. Make sure you get the temperature in not only your tires, but your brakes as well. So a lot of wheel lockup.
10 cars, 25 green laps, no overtime. Half the field advances to the 200-lapper tomorrow night. The other half goes to the last chance qualifier. They come off turn number 4.
Here we go. Well, that's weird.
Chase Elliott gets away. Kozlowski holding tough on the outside against Blaney for second.
And you see right behind him, you see Justin Haley in the grass back there. He tried to make a hole, and now you see Gregson down there on the bottom in the grass. So we already see that the grass is going to be used.
That's 5th on back, and Haley got a bump from Gregson, and he loses the last qualified spot.
It's not over. It's not over. Keep an eye on this.
It's just getting started.
Is he going to repay the favor? Not quite yet. Can't get to him.
Austin Dillon goes for a spin-off.
Oh, Austin Dillon spins.
No caution.
No yellow.
Oh, that's big.
Race on.
He's going to stay there. Caution.
All right, Dillon comes to a halt up on the racing
gives
surface.
me time to check
that
this
brings
out.
out the first caution of heat number 1. So, are you not entertained?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where to start, but right here.
So they don't have the raw feed up for it
Justin
yet.
Haley. Justin tries to turn down, gets him up the racetrack.
There's just not room. I mean,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, 2 cars running side by side on this track is asking a lot.
And then Dillon by himself.
He hits
goes around.
Storm drain.
Yep.
Yeah, we've talked about it all night. If you get too low in the corner and you hit that storm drain like that,
Boom,
it
right
unloads the back of the car and whips it around.
Hitting it with the left front is one thing, but hitting it
So
like
they don't
that
have
with
the raw
left
feed
rear,
working.
Left rear, that's right.
That's trouble.
Yeah, it just picks the back of that car.
Elliott, Blaney,
Kevin, we watched
Keselowski, Chastain, Gregson,
Every single time on these restarts,
Braxton.
the choose cone. And there it is.
Chase. 4 laps of 25.
Back to the outside.
Caution laps
Go to
do
the
not
outside.
count.
That's going to play a pivotal role. in
Caution
this race.
laps
Always
do
does
not
above
count
the
here.
grid.
And Haley moves up 3 rows by choosing the outside, and so does Kyle Busch. Here's Austin Dillon.
Damn it. Got the freaking...
Thank you, Gabby. Gabby, thanks so much.
Laps only.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Put the cautions out, re-rack them, regroup, do it again.
All right, green next time by.
Yeah, all that contact.
Gabby,
started
make
right
sure you
there
speak up
because
a lot
Justin
more.
Haley
We
was
like to
trying
see
to
in the
squeeze
chat.
his way in. He caught the back of Ross Chastain, and then that opened up that bottom. So we have definitely seen that they're going to be fighting for that bottom like we expected to.
So Haley's moved up 3 rows on the choose. Will it pay off? Can he hold the outside? Can he hold position?
Look at how Austin Dillon didn't go to that outside. You can see. That,
Not eligible to choose
okay,
because he brought out the caution. Back under green.
Elliott, Blaney, Keselowski, Chastain, Gregson.
Chase Elliott's getting a great jump in the restarts.
Keselowski could not quite clear Blaney, and here comes Blaney back on the inside.
Great run off the outside, still not clear.
What do you think of Danny's White Holler? Well, he's going to have a sponsor on there. He got a sponsor today.
In the last transfer spot.
Now you're going to have to get
debt relief.
quick.
Oh,
he gave the one a shot, moved him
Justin Haley just gave Ross Chastain. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that came from nowhere.
These guys are bumping into. Oh, look at Rowdy. Rowdy.
Haley had enough.
All right, I'm going to go to MRN because they'll probably describe it a lot better.
A couple of corners before this incident where Noah shoved him into the back of
Let me go back to MRN
and
here.
Haley said, I'm not taking that.
That's crazy.
5.
It's pretty packed.
Our lap progression is slow.
Yes.
And this is a little bit late, but you know, the 4 car had shoved the 7 into the 1. And then the 7 tried to get back down, and Kyle Busch was in the back of him and shoved him back up into the 4 car. And
thank you, Wade. I appreciate it, man.
To the inside here. Yeah, 3 off turn 4 doesn't go. That track juts out.
I'm going to go to MRN because
grandstand.
it'll tell it
so
a lot
you're saying
better.
Haley had enough.
Well, and the more I watch this, the Kyle Busch was in the back of the Haley car, so he was kind of just the meat in the sandwich right there, and 21's pushing the 8.
That car was airborne.
Yeah.
Climbed right up the left rear.
He did get airborne. What's up, Braden?
Well, these 7th generation Cup cars, they can take a lot of punishment. And I think this weekend, we're going to find out just how much.
Well, that's just it. You're going to get beaten, you know, bang around out here, but you're going to live to see another lap. These things are tough.
All right, all these caution laps do not count. This is 25 green flag laps only.
All right, guys. Give me some green flag.
We should choose this time. No cleanup out on the track. We're going to roll around again under caution, looks like. So clearly, right from the start, the front is the place to be. And then you've got to have your spotter counting spots because 5 will transfer and 5 will not.
It's the transfer spot. One of the biggest changes with this Gen 7 race car was the composite body, getting away from the sheet metal. The composite body, think about a piece of Tupperware. It can dent and pop right back out. If we had old sheet metal bodies right now, we would have cut tires and we'd have debris all over the place. But these bodies are taking a licking and continuing on.
5 of the 25 laps have been completed. Chase Elliott is your leader. Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley now being posted in 5th. They're going to have to re-rack them. They're choosing right now. They choose with 2 to go. They'll come around for the 1 to go. But right now, it's Elliott and Keselowski on the front row, and Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch starting on the outside of row number 2.
Last restart, only 3 drivers opted for the outside lane. Now it's even across the board. 5 outside, 5 inside, as the Chevrolet Corvette pace car will turn the lights off at the start-finish line. 1 more lap around. Chase Elliott's car may be the only one on the track right now, Mike, that does not have a nick on it.
My gosh, what's going on here?
When all heck broke loose a couple of moments ago in turn number 2, fans are so far in getting their money's worth. And remember, we still have 3.5 more heat races to go. 3 3/4 more heat racing left here tonight.
They call this place the Madhouse, and it's on full display right now. Fans, nobody sitting down. Here they come again, coming around to take the green flag.
Green flag is going back in the air. 5 laps of 25 are complete. Elliott holding them down. Going late in the restart box. Elliott away with a lead. Keselowski's going to give him a run for his money.
Chase has the lead by a nose, maybe a fender. Brad right back at him down the back straightaway into 3. They run side by side with Blaney in 3rd. Kyle Busch 4th, and again Justin Haley getting physical.
He is. He's going to move Kyle Busch, but Kyle Busch is strong. Meanwhile, they're battling at the front of the field.
Side by side battle for the number 2 position. Brad Keselowski trying to squeeze down in front of Ryan Blaney. Blaney has none of it. They're 3 wide and around. And into the infield goes Josh Berry.
Josh Berry will spin to the bottom from contact deep in the pack. Kyle Busch just got taken up the racetrack in turn number 2. Looks like Kyle may have a flat left rear. Caution back out onto the racetrack. We got 2 laps of green in that burst of racing.
Oh, it's entertaining here, and it's only heat race number 1.
Yeah.
Now Kyle Busch, under caution, is hammering the back bumper of Justin Haley. The Madhouse is living up to its moniker, and the fans are loving it.
Kyle Busch has had enough of Justin Haley. They've been going out of the last handful of laps or so, and he is just pushing Justin around the racetrack. He's going to go up and give him another tap on the back bumper. Haley, though, not on the back bumper of Gregson in front of him, perhaps dragging the brake. Kyle Busch has had enough, and we've not even gotten to lap 8 yet.
Well, the action and the physicality here on the racetrack has been unmatched and unrivaled. I believe Steve Post and Chris Wilner back there in the garage area may have to be ready to cover another sport back there in the garage once this one's over.
Kyle is still pushing Justin Haley's been pushing him for a lap. Now he's going to dip to the left rear and almost turn him around. He's just letting him know he's not happy. Because what we're seeing on these restarts, when they dive it off into 3, there's a lot of brake checking going on, and people are just getting pounded in the back bumper. Kyle is still pushing Justin Haley around this racetrack, and it's much to the fans' delight as they continue to fist bump. Now the bumpers separate. I do believe the message has been delivered, but the question is, has it been received?
I don't know. They're going to get the chance to choose what lane to restart in here very soon. Will Kyle Busch's temper get the best of him? Will he, no matter what, choose to start behind Justin Haley?
As of right now, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Noah Gragson, and Kyle Busch are in. They are the top 5 cars. However, when they choose, that'll shuffle up. Haley is going to opt for the bottom. Kyle Busch is going to start to his right elbow. So it'll be Elliott and Keselowski on the front row, Blaney and Gragson in row 2. You've then got Haley and Busch side by side in row 3, Chastain and Ty Dillon in row 4, Austin Dillon and Josh Berry side by side in row 5 as they come to the 1 to go.
Yeah, 7 of 25 laps complete. Remember, caution laps do not count. Top 5 advance to the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray tomorrow night. And Mike, the race fans still are all standing around the stadium.
1 to go. We'll see what happens when they come back to the restart. I've been noticing Chase is going late in the restart box.
Here we go.
But he's varying his jump start just a little bit every single time because we've had ample enough times for him to display differing restart options considering the many we've had. Pace car is hammered down and getting out of this mess. Pace car is leaving the field in its wake as we get set to go again here at Bowman Gray.
Chase Elliott in the blue and white Napa Chevrolet on the inside lane. That seafoam green, black, and white Ford Mustang Dark Horse in the BuildSubmarines.com Ford. That's Brad Keselowski. Green back in the air.
Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Elliott on the inside. Keselowski on the outside. Blaney down low in row number 2. Noah Gragson to the outside.
Everybody minding their P's and Q's now. Elliott away with the lead. Here's Keselowski. He'll finally find his way to the bottom in turn 2.
Brad slams the door in the face of Ryan Blaney. Keselowski now to third. Noah Gragson hot rod in the outside lane. He's going after Blaney, looking for third the hard way.
There's not going to be a whole lot of rubber left on the left fronts of these cars. They are lighting them up every time they stand on the brakes.
Side by side, still one more time around. Noah Gragson toughing that outside lane. Puts the squeeze on Blaney in 3.
Ross Chastain just punts Justin Haley up the racetrack. That opens up the inside line. Ty Dillon will dive to his inside in 1.
Ty Dillon dives low. He will follow the tire track. Down the back straightaway of Ross Chastain. Elliott leads. Keselowski second. Noah Gragson around the outside to third.
4th is Ryan Blaney. 5th, the final transfer spot is Kyle Busch. But here comes Ross Chastain.
The Melon Man on the march down the back straightaway. Kyle Busch moves Blaney. Shoves him up the track. Busch goes to 4th. Here comes Chastain now.
Rooting and gouging for 4th. Busch to the inside of Blaney in 2.
Kyle Busch has got that low line and a rear view mirror full of Ross Chastain. Ryan Blaney's either going to gain 1 or lose 2. He's going backward up high.
Halfway home. home in this first of 4 heat races. 13 of 25 laps complete. Chase Elliott leads it. Brad Keselowski is second. Noah Gragson having a good run. He is third by himself. Fourth is Kyle Busch. Fifth is Ross Chastain. Now Blaney gets drop kicked. Mike back to the 6th spot.
Ryan Blaney looking for room to race. He's trying to get to Ross Chastain's back bumper day, but having little success.
Chastain's got a pretty good race car, and he better, because he's got the final spot right now, trying to pull away from Ryan Blaney.
He's going to do that by the tone of 2 car links in turn number 1.
Rowdy, let's
Meanwhile,
go, baby.
Chastain's trying to run down Kyle Busch.
Down the back straightaway, Kyle Busch with about a car length in hand. Front of the pack, it continues to be Chase Elliott. He's got a comfortable 2-car length lead.
Case of brotherly shove at the tail end of this field. Ty Dillon getting a trunk full from brother Austin.
Austin is getting a trunk full now. Down the back straightaway from Josh Berry. Justin Haley has dropped back to the final spot. He's about 2 car lengths back.
His car has been beat up all race long. They have just taken him and used him as a foosball in the opening 10 laps of this race. That car's got marks all over it. At the front of the field, though, only one little tire mark on the right.
Look out, Ryan Blaney's around. He gets dumped by Ty Dillon to the start-finish line. He'll remove himself from the racetrack. Continue on, but now Ryan Blaney is in the last spot.
We stay under the green flag. Lap number 19 goes on the board. Blaney's going to need a caution flag and try to keep his temper under control because Chase Elliott is trying to run him down.
Front of the pack, it's all Chase Elliott. He's opening up by 4, maybe 5 car lengths over Keselowski. An equal gap back down to the 3rd place automobile. That's Noah Gragson.
When the field comes to the line, it'll be 4 laps to go. Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch, and Ross Chastain are the 5 that are in. Let's focus on the transfer spot. Ty Dillon has it. Austin Dillon now, or actually the transfer spot is to Ross Chastain. It's the Dillon brothers that are trying to catch Chastain, Alex, but looks like they won't have much success doing it unless the caution flag comes out.
Exactly. 3 more laps to go in this race, and Ross Chastain in the 5th and final transfer spot. Dave has a full straightaway advantage.
Ty Dillon's going to finish above his brother.
It would behoove them to mind their manners here. Nothing bad can happen if we race it all the way to the checkered flag.
Off the corner, here's Chase Elliott now. He'll race back to the turn while Austin Dillon's giving Josh Berry the business. Going to get into him and turn him sideways as Elliott takes the white flag and heads to turn 1.
Final time down the back straightaway for Elliott. He's got all the daylight he needs over Brad Keselowski. Elliott off turn 4.
Checkered flag goes in the air, and he does indeed get to the start-finish line. Chase Elliott will win heat race number 1. Top 5 advance. Brad Keselowski will be 2nd. Noah Gragson 3rd. Kyle Busch will be 4th, and Ross Chastain will advance. He'll go in the number 5 position. Everybody else goes to the last chance qualifier tomorrow. Heat race number 2 is on deck from Bowman Gray Stadium. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice.
All right, so we are heat number 2. Hopefully they'll get the raw feed working, but it's not working. I'm not sure why they can't get it to work, but I've tried everything to get it to work. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. Make sure you hit that like. We're almost to 500 likes. We're trying to get to 500 likes. If you haven't hit that for us, over almost 600 here. So Rowdy will be in the clash tomorrow. Yeah, the top 4, right? So Chase Elliott. Let me refresh it here. Chase Elliott, Keselowski, Noah Gragson, and Kyle Busch will be in the chase tomorrow. Oh, top 5. So Blaney is in as well. Okay. So Chase Elliott, Keselowski, Gragson, Busch, and Blaney are your top 5. Everybody else will be in the opener tomorrow. We'll be in the last chance qualifier. That's Chastain, Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, and Justin Haley. Poor Justin Haley. He was pushed and beaten and just picked around like a stepchild. Kyle Busch, I think, put it in his bumper, and he I think Haley went up in the air for a little bit there on one of them. So what happened to the Toyotas? Where are they? Jamie says, what would it be like if Chastain or Busch win the clash, then go to less the whole year? Interesting. Here's the next
Chase Briscoe will start alongside. Shane Van Gisbergen will roll off in third. Zane Smith in fourth, and Bubba Wallace in fifth.
Kyle Larson will start sixth. Daniel Suarez starts seventh. Eric Jones goes eighth. Cody Ware ninth, and Garrett Smithley starts 10th.
Waiting for the entire field to roll out onto the racetrack, we have 6 of the 10 cars. Right now, here come Daniel Suarez onto the racetrack and others to complete this 10 cars that will compete in this second heat race. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
All right, so heat number 2, there's 25 laps in each heat. This is group number 2. Group number 2, as they're still trying to get this raw feed to work. It's happening so quick, NASCAR.com can't keep up. And now it won't even do it. Yeah, 25 laps of fun.
Dave Moody is in the corners. Steve Post and Chris Wilder are in the garage. If you're just joining us, we have completed 1 of 4 heat races, and it was physical. And it was just won by Chase Elliott. Now, we are on to heat race number 2, which will be 25 laps in duration with only green flag laps counting. One thing to think about from heat race number 1, Ryan Blaney got punted and spun. No caution came out. He finished last in heat race number 1. Now, you can get into the main event.
Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, SVG.
Finishing points person.
We're enjoying a daily downforce.
That means Ryan Blaney needs his teammate Joey Logano to race his way in tonight. That would guarantee Blaney a spot in the main event because Blaney currently second, or finished, I should say, last year.
Old school racing.
Just on the racetrack. Steve Post.
Ross Chastain, you locked your way in, Ross? How do you even describe that?
I don't know. There's something wrong with the 7 car for sure. He made a decision, and that's wild. I thought I was getting hooked lap 1 down in turn 3, just right reared us. So, I looked at the other.
Watermelon Man.
Would seem for this stuff, but
They're starting last in their heat races. Yeah, I am. Right here.
It's the field out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air, and heat race number 2 is underway. Chris Buescher leads them back to 2.
This is so crazy. They have nothing on.
Forces outside lane to go a little wider than they'd like. That's Chase Briscoe. Rooting down low for third.
He is. He got into the back bumper of the second place car of Chase Briscoe. Briscoe gets away. They're stacked up from there on back.
Contact is allowed the front knee to jump away. Van Gisbergen outside of sole control of the third spot on the outside. Smith.
Now, Bubba Wallace into the back of Van Gisbergen. That'll shoot him up the racetrack. Van Gisbergen away with third. They're side by side. The fourth.
Battle for the 4 spot. Bubba Wallace on the inside. Zane Smith on the outside. Right behind him, Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson.
Both of those drivers trying to climb the leaderboard. Top 5 will advance so far. Heat race number 2 has started a little more tame than heat race number 1 did as they go to 3.
Zane Smith tries to slam it into the low.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have room. Daniel Suarez gets into it. Up the banking goes Smith. Suarez through to 5th place.
Daniel Suarez punts Zane Smith out of the way. Kyle Larson just got punted. He's sideways out of 2. He's got a trunk full of Cody Ware. Up front, Buescher away with the lead.
Turn number 4. The battle is for that 5th and final spot. Daniel Suarez has got it. Eric Jones wants it. Zane Smith trying to hit the comeback trail.
He is. Zane Smith now falls back in line in position number 7. He's got some work to do to make up to get to the top 5. Meanwhile, Chris Buescher, Dave, is beginning to pull away.
Buescher's got about 4 car lengths in hand now. Over the second place automobile, that's Chase Briscoe. Shane Van Gisbergen about 5 car lengths back in 3rd.
Bubba Wallace in 4th. Daniel Suarez in 5th. Eric Jones, Zane Smith, Larson, Ware, and Garrett Smithley. Rounding out the field, we are 7 laps into the 25 of this second heat race. And Alex, to your point, it seems like everybody got a dose of the first one, and this bunch here is like, okay, boys, let's just calm this down. We don't need to put ourselves in some of the perilous positions that the ones in group or in heat race 1 did.
No, we don't, but not as of yet. desperation mode hasn't quite come to this point in the race, as only 9 laps have gone up on the board. Daniel Suarez is the last driver in a transfer spot in 5th. He's got a car length, maybe 2 on Eric Jones, as Jones dives the car into the car deep into the corner, chops one of those off, but Eric Jones just quite simply can't put the power down on exit.
Zane Smith is the one that's gotten roughed up here in the early going, got pinched into the wall on the back straightaway in the couple of opening laps. He's trying to regain the lost ground, but he's got a long way to go, Dave, but he is closing in on the Jones car.
He's beginning to close in on Eric Jones, and another 2 car lengths further back, and really going nowhere right now is Kyle Larson, not showing any speed at all. He is really struggling.
Larson on the opening couple of laps bounced that car off of the drain grates that separate the racetrack from the football field. His car showered some sparks in the opening couple of laps. Right now, that machine looks very loose when he puts the gas down. He has the back end of that car, Mike, just kicked sideways on it.
He is manhandling that car. You can see it kick sideways, but he's losing ground to Zane Smith, and right now he's doing everything he can to get back to the Zane Smith car. Right now, Larson running 8 of the 10 cars on the racetrack with the top 5 advancing.
Oh, Dave, what about the run for Shane Van Gisbergen at a football stadium?
Well, I guess we should be over being impressed by him right now, doing things that he's never done before at a very high level. He's just been solid so far here tonight. Runs all by himself in 3rd without a care in the world.
Right now he is solidly in the 3rd position, and he is solidly in the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray. Up front, Chris Buescher has not been able to shake Chase Briscoe, Alex. Matter of fact, the distance is down to a car length.
It is. As lap 17 goes on the board, you got to be thinking if you're Chris Buescher, come on, guys behind me, keep it clean. Remember, Buescher has not made the main event in the Clash the last 3 consecutive years. He's in position to try to win this thing.
Here comes Chase Briscoe, though. He's closing in on the back bumper. Chris has great drive out the corner, Dave. He's exercising it right now in turn 2.
Yeah, Buescher is closing in, though. He clearly has the faster car. That Bass Pro Shops Toyota closing in. How aggressive will he be to try and wrestle the lead away?
Even though it's a heat race, it's a non-points paying race, you got to think in the maiden voyage for Chase Briscoe with Joe Gibbs Racing, Dave, he wants to win this thing.
A little bit of a love tap on the back bumper of Buescher midway between 1 and 2, but again, Briscoe will back off and ride in that 2 spot.
5 laps to go for Chris Buescher. Chase Briscoe in the entire field as the leaders head to the back straightaway. Right now watching that transfer position, Daniel Suarez has it, and Alex, he has it by about 6 car lengths over Eric Jones.
He does, and Suarez's cars come to him pretty nicely here as the laps have been able to be put down. Eric Jones now is getting pestered from behind by Zane Smith.
Pretty good heat race for Trackhouse Racing, running 3rd and 5th right now. Zane Smith indeed has reeled in Eric Jones. He'll take every spot he can get, but that is 1 spot out of the transfer.
Buescher now off the end of the back straightaway. When he comes to the line, it'll be 2 laps to go. He has a car length lead over Chase Briscoe. Shane Van Gisbergen 5 car lengths behind them.
You get the feeling that Chase Briscoe could push the point a little harder than he is right now, but he's got the spot that he needs. A very solid 2nd with less than 5 to go.
There is going to be traffic. Garrett Smithley is right in front of the race leaders, who now close in on him as we work the final lap.
Off turn number 2, Buescher is going to have to try and find a way around the Garrett Smithley machine. He'll go to the bottom. Briscoe is there, but he can't make a move.
He tried the run to the inside. It won't work. Checker flag is waving. Chris Buescher will win heat race number 2. Chase Briscoe comes home in 2nd. Shane Van Gisbergen's 3rd. Bubba Wallace 4th. Daniel Suarez round out the top 5. Those 5 will advance to the Cookout Clash tomorrow night at Bowman Gray with Zane Smith, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, Cody Ware, and Garrett Smithley rounding out the top 10 to the garage and Chris.
Well, your heat race number 1 winner was Chase Elliott, who managed to avoid all the melee that was behind and led this one flag to flag, but didn't come without some contact to the wall, Chase. Although you led that one pretty much the whole way through, got a little right rear damage, but what did you learn about your race car in that 25-lap session?
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know. I thought Brad and I got together. I guess I got the wall a little bit in there somewhere, but yeah, no, I thought our Napa Chevy was good. You know, always nice to control races like this. You know, they're chaotic, and you're going to get a lot of restarts, and you definitely want to be in control of them as much as you can. So, really proud of our team. Had a great start to the to 2025. I mean, I know it doesn't really mean anything, but but you know, it is nice to come out of the box and have a nice Saturday. You know, that whether it's a points race or not, it is a nice thing to come do.
Appreciate it. That's Chase Elliott, your heat race #1 winner.
10 drivers have already advanced to the main event tomorrow night. 3 of those 10 come from the same team. Trackhouse has put all 3 of their cars entered into the main event. From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice.
All right, so yeah, NASCAR.com has just completely stopped everything. I guess they can't keep up how fast it's going and how fast it's changing. The raw feed's not working, so we get a beautiful shot of Bowman Gray here as you're listening to MRN Radio, which this actually tells you a lot better what's going on at this fast-moving track. But appreciate the ones that are still here hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be doing this tomorrow. Hopefully, NASCAR.com will figure it out during this here and get it working. But I got the raw feed on just in case. We'll pop it back on if it does happen up. So we're in heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 coming up. And we should see what happens here. But thanks so much for hanging out with us. You're on the go with CeeLo. It's been fun. Good first race back. Good first race back. And we're just kind of hanging out. Listening from New Zealand. Thanks for the live feed. Nicholas, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. As you know, I try to do the best for us and make it look good at least. These are all the paint schemes from this week right here. These are the ones that they're actually running at the track. So those are right here for that. But you're welcome, Mike. But MRN's doing a lot better job describing what's going on than the broadcast is.
To the Cookout Clash main event.
And those 10 drivers include Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, Noah Gragson,
Time for
Kyle
Denny to win.
Busch, Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Shane Van Gisbergen, Bubba Wallace, and Daniel Suarez. Next up, it'll be heat race number 3. We were halfway
from
through
Melbourne,
this exercise.
right racing.
And in heat race
Good to
number
see you.
3, when those cars pull on the racetrack, the starting lineup will be Denny Hamlin on the pole. Joey Logano will start 2nd. William Byron will start 3rd. Alex Bowman goes 4th. Carson Hocevar will start in number 5 spot.
Ty Gibbs will start in 6th with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 7th, Riley Herbst in 8th, Tim Brown 9th, and Burt Myers will start in 10th.
Let's go to Steve Post in the garage.
Chris
I'll have
Buescher
all the
down here
drivers
picks up
this
the
year
win.
for
Chris, I
Redeem.
wasn't going to mention this earlier, but you've been 0 for 3 in clashes. No longer. You made your way into the clash. How good does it feel, and how good is your race car?
Yeah, that's I'm pretty proud of that, but you didn't have to tell me. My dad told me earlier this week. He said, I just want to let you know you're the only active driver that hasn't made a clash. And I said, yeah, well, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. But you know what? I'm really proud of everybody because these have not gone our way, and that's just a heck of a start for us. For Brad to be as good as he is, Priest had some really good speed. Excited to see his
There's
heat.
4
but for
heats,
us and,
39 cars.
everyone on this Kroger Treetop Ford Mustang to win our race. It was good. It was a lot cleaner race than the first
Should be
one. I'll
interesting
take
how it
that,
goes.
But yeah, it was a good time. I'm pretty happy with how it's driving right there too.
What'd you learn about your race car? How good was the car? What do you need to work on?
Yeah, I'm happy. It gets in the corner really well. I know the 19 was getting after it on entry, trying to get to us, and got there, but felt like we saved a little bit for those last couple laps, and was able to pull back out. So we'll talk about getting it to turn just a little bit more across the middle, but we had that in practice, and it was on the other side. It was way too much turn. So the good news is we know how to get to there. We just got to.
This is the advancing heats, right? So the top
Winner
4
of
move
race
on
number
to the big
2.
race
It's Chris
tomorrow.
Buescher.
CeeLo, your man's on the
Chris
pole this
Buescher
race.
set
That's right.
to
Let's go, Denny.
in the main event tomorrow. After not making the main event the last 3 years at the Los Angeles Coliseum, not only does he make it, he wins his heat race as heat race number 3 gets set to go. Top 5 advance, 25 laps. Only green flag laps will count.
Got some heavy hitters in this one. Denny Hamlin, the short track ace, will start on the inside of the front row. The reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion Joey Logano will start alongside him. William Byron and Alex Bowman, Hendrick Motorsports teammates in the second row. You've also got Ty Gibbs, who earlier in this exercise set one of the fastest laps. You got a newbie in Riley Herbst. And then you've also got the two Bowman Gray legends in Burt Myers and Tim Brown. They are starting in the last row. They are trying to race their way in through this exercise and not have to fall back on the last chance qualifier tomorrow night.
We'll see how aggressive those two Bowman Gray regulars choose to
Hamlin,
be,
Logano,
knowing that they've
Byron,
got some
Bowman,
rookies in front of them.
Hocevar,
And that's another one of the things in a change this year with NASCAR.
Tim Brown and Burt
rookies
Myers
don't wear the yellow tape on the back bumper anymore for the first time. They feel like if you've made it to the NASCAR Cup Series level, you know what you're doing. You're a solid race car driver, so there's no yellow tape on the back bumper of the Riley Herbst car or even the Brown car or the Myers car.
Field has just gotten the one-to-go signal. The pace car is going to make a run for it and get off the racetrack and turn them loose. Again, 25 laps, green flag laps only, and we will finish under the green flag. Of course, after this one, we got one more heat race to go, and we will have 20 of the 23 starters established for tomorrow night's Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray.
Here comes the field, 10 cars strong. Green flag is in the air. Heat race number 3 is underway. Denny Hamlin has it on the brake.
Late launch on the green by Hamlin, but it works very well. He is immediately away with the lead. The battle will be for second. William Byron smokes it into the corner. Bounces off Logano. Everybody gets away.
Takes Logano up the racetrack. Logano does the crossover. Byron checks up. Lets Logano have the spot in 2.
Joey Logano to the 2 spot. William Byron drop kick back to 3rd. Carson Hocevar through on the bottom for 4th. Final spot, Alex Bowman.
And he has got a trunk full of Ty Gibbs. Then it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Riley Herbst.
Riley Herbst working hard on the back bumper of Stenhouse, trying to move him up the racetrack. Taking the keister coming off turn 2.
Riley Herbst giving Ricky Stenhouse Jr. about all he can stand right now. Riley just trying to get through and join his Toyota teammate in front of him, and Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs is doing a little work of his own on the back bumper of the Alex Bowman Ally Chevrolet. For the moment, Bowman will hold on to the 5th and final transfer spot.
Now, Ty Gibbs not quite as aggressive as we may have thought, but he does understand there's a lot of racing still to go in this, and he's put a gap between himself and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Front 4 beginning to pull away just a bit over Alex Bowman, whose full and complete attention is in the rearview mirror on Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs has turned the wick up on Alex Bowman as Riley Herbst turns it up on Stenhouse.
Here they come down the back straightaway. Herbst all over Stenhouse, drives it in deep. Stenhouse, though, covers the bottom off 4.
Riley Herbst, the youngster, now trying to massage that back bumper of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's going to hit him yet again.
Yeah, bad news at 2 different varieties right now for Alex Bowman. Bad news number 1, the leaders are getting away. Bad news number 2, Ty Gibbs is getting antsy.
And here's Riley Herbst. He will root Stenhouse Jr. up off the inside line coming out of turn number 4. So put Riley Herbst now into the 7th position. He's got a long way to go to get to that final transfer spot that Dave right now is in the hands of Alex Bowman.
Boy, it is a tenuous hold, though, by Alex Bowman on that number 5 position. Ty Gibbs continues to work all over his back bumper.
He does, as those drivers are beginning to lose touch with the top 4. The 4th place running Carson Hocevar has a nice gap between himself and Bowman.
Running all by himself in the number 4 position. I think he'd probably be pretty happy to finish the race right exactly where he is. The action is all behind him for 5th.
Leaders come out of turn number 2. Watching Denny Hamlin has a 3 to 4 car length lead. Logano 2nd. Byron 3rd. Hocevar 4th. Good run for Hocevar Inspire Motorsports. But Dave, Denny Hamlin is starting to tiptoe away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, he is. He's hoping that lead up to about 4, maybe 5 car lengths. And a little further back, Alex Bowman is establishing some daylight as well. He's putting some distance between himself and Gibbs.
He's got some room to try to get away even more if he can do it. He's trying to get away and hang on to the final transfer spot.
Front 5 now running all by themselves with not a lot of pressure on anybody's back bumper. But at the front of the pack, a dominating run so far. It's Denny Hamlin on the point.
Halfway home in this heat race, and right now let's drop back to the tail end of the field. A couple of Bowman Gray legends giving each other the business in Cup cars. Burt Myers giving Tim Brown all he can stand.
You don't often see the grandstands rooting for a last place battle, but we'll make an exception here tonight. Brown and Myers battling it out for the final spot on the racetrack.
A bit of poetic justice here. Both of these drivers, multi-time track champions. You either love one and hate the other, or vice versa. Now they're side by side off turn 4. Burt Myers to the inside of Brown, and the fans are loving it.
Tim Brown overcooked it going into turn 3, gave up the bottom. Burt Myers slides through on the bottom, and all the folks in those dirty South sweatshirts leapt to their feet as one.
Meanwhile, at the front of the field, William Byron is giving Joey Logano a hard time. As Hamlin pulls away with the lead, Byron goes on the warpath trying to get the second spot from Logano.
Denny Hamlin is long gone. His lead a good 8 car lengths now. Logano hangs on to the 2 spot. William Byron trying to vary up the line and get an inside run off the corner.
And Carson Hocevar in 4th is beginning to lose some ground to the 3rd place car, William Byron.
Byron down the back straightaway. Now all of a sudden it's lost touch again with Joey Logano as Joey gets away by a car length.
Leaders across the line, 6 laps to go. Hamlin's lead now 1.2 seconds over Logano, who still can't shake Byron.
Been a walk in the park for Denny Hamlin so far. Not challenged really since the drop of the green flag. Logano by a car length over Byron, then 5 back to Carson Hocevar.
And another 4 car lengths back to the 5th place and final transfer car of Alex Bowman.
Here they come down the back straightaway. Logano again looks in the rear view. William Byron beginning to close in again.
You know, Alex, earlier this afternoon we looked at Denny Hamlin's practice approach, and he was 30th, 31st, had a hard time. The speed wasn't there, and all of a sudden, Chris Gale went to work on that Toyota, and he has come to life, and right now he is letting everybody know it.
He has indeed. He's going to close in on Tim Brown's car. We're down to 2.5 laps remaining here in heat race number 3. The battle for second, Mike, just won't go away.
It will not. Logano and William Byron, Ford and Chevy. 2 to go at the line as Denny Hamlin's caught Tim Brown.
He is on the back bumper of Tim Brown's soon-to-be lapped automobile. It's nearly half a straightaway now. Back to Joey Logano, still feeling the heat from Byron.
White flag is in the air. Denny Hamlin indeed puts Tim Brown 1 lap down off turn 2.
Final time down the back straightaway. Walk in the park. No contest for Denny Hamlin heading for the checkered flag.
Checkered flag is in the air. Denny Hamlin brings his Toyota to the start-finish line. He will win heat race number 3. Joey Logano finishes in 2nd. William Byron in 3rd. Carson Hocevar in 4th. Alex Bowman in 5th. They transfer to the feature. Ty Gibbs, Riley Hurst, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Burt Myers and Tim Brown. They will have to race in the last chance qualifier tomorrow night. From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The Motor Racing Network's podcast.
So there it is. Heat race number 4. Last one coming up here. Congratulations. Thank you, Rick, again for the gifted membership. We appreciate you doing that. And sorry, y'all, the raw feed is not working. NASCARs.com not working fast enough to keep up with the action on this track. So I guess the program just kind of shut down. So that's how it is. But you got a lovely view of Bowman Gray right here, and get to listen to MRN Radio. They're describing it a whole lot better than the broadcast is on FS1. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. And we'll be back tomorrow for some more fun. So I hope you see you tomorrow night as well here on the channel. Hopefully NASCAR.com has their act together. Your NASCAR Live is working. The raw feed is working. I've tried. I cannot get it to work. I've tried the raw feed. I don't know what else to do. Your raw feed is working? Because I don't have that.
Back at Bowman Gray Stadium, we have completed 3
4 heat races. We got 1 left to go, Alex, and 9 drivers will be in this one.
That means 4 will have to go to the last chance qualifier if they don't finish in the top 5. Starting first will be Tyler Reddick. Christopher Bell will go 2nd. Austin Cindric starts 3rd. Cole Custer goes 4th, and Todd Gilliland will start 5th.
Ryan Preece will start in 6th. A.J. Allmendinger in 7th. 8th is John
Nemechek. It doesn't work.
9th is Michael McDowell. From
Anybody
Bowman
else?
Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
I can't get mine to work. I guess on the NASCAR app is working fine, but not on the NASCAR.com. I can't get it to work. It's not even working here for me. Let's see if I do it this way.
Experience amazing Lexus dealer.
The Motor Racing Network brings you more than...
Oh, can't get it to work. I've tried. Yeah, you can go to NASCAR app. The NASCAR app. You can go check that out as well.
With Steve Post, Aaron Evernham, and Ashley Strumming. MRN's Recall with Steve Post and...
Congratulations, Denny. Heat number 4 coming up. Austin Cindric. At least it's working in Australia. I don't know. Mine's not working. So weird. Let's try something else here.
Of the evening, we so far have 15 drivers locked in to tomorrow night's main event. And again, in case you're just joining us, those drivers locked in include Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch, Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Shane Van Gisbergen, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, William Byron, Alex Bowman, and Carson Hocevar.
The Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray will consist of 23 starters tomorrow night, 5 from each one of the 4 heat races. That'll be 20 cars. Then the last chance qualifying race, the top 2 finishers will be positions 21 and 22. The 23rd place driver to get a start will be the highest finishing driver in championship points from a year ago that did not race their way in by virtue of the heats or the LCQ. After Joey Logano, the reigning champion, just raced his way in, that now moves it back to second in points from a year ago. That's his Team Penske teammate Ryan Blaney, who did not advance in his heat race. So at least Blaney knows he's got a spot in the main. He still has a chance to race his way in the LCQ. If not, he knows he can take that final provisional.
That last chance qualifier is going to be a dandy tomorrow night because you got some heavy hitters that are trying to muscle their way into the main show. We'll see if they're able to do exactly that. Field is getting the one to go quickly to the garage and Chris Wilner.
And Denny Hamlin won heat race number 3, looking to go for Clash win number 5. An uneventful day, but a good day, though.
Yeah, no marks on the car. That's a good thing for sure. That's what we wanted. Yeah, another crew chief and another starting 1 for 1. So I've been able to do that with all my new crew chiefs. So it's great for this whole sport team to have a good day like we've had, and uneventful, fast car, and no complaints.
All right, we'll see what he can do tomorrow. That's Denny Hamlin, heat race number 3 winner.
And here we go. Green flag goes in the air for the 4th and final heat race. Tyler Reddick did not have a good handling car in practice. He now gets away with a lead.
He gets away with a big lead. A car length down the back straightaway. Christopher Bell's got room to slide in line. He'll do it. Cindric gets punted from behind. He slides up into Cole Custer, but they get away.
Eating and banging for 3rd in turn 2.
Here they come off turn number 2, side by side. On the inside, Cindric. On the outside, Custer. Right behind them, looking for room is Todd Gilliland.
Gilliland on the bottom of the racetrack. Custer still hung up on the outside lane. He will not give up to Ghost. Custer's got a strong car.
A.J. Allmendinger roots and gouges. He goes to the inside lane. He'll pick up a spot with a little help from Ryan Priest.
Up front, Reddick and Christopher Bell, 1 and 2. Cindric, hands full behind him with Custer and Todd Gilliland.
Cole Custer, round and round he goes in that outside line, fighting for every inch he can get. He and Gilliland now are side by side and trading pace.
Gilliland has the preferred line here at Bowman Gray. That's on the bottom of the racetrack. Cole Custer is going to have to give it up, but he's going to try to wedge his way down.
Slides down in front of A.J. Allmendinger, who doesn't necessarily like the idea. A.J. into the back of him. Pushes Custer up the racetrack. A.J. Allmendinger into the final spot. He gets turned into the front stretch wall. A.J. Allmendinger came up the track. Custer got into his right rear. I don't believe it was intentional, but it turned A.J. Allmendinger into the fence.
And that puts us under the caution flag, the first one of this heat race.
Guys racing last year for the Xfinity
right there, we could see
Championship.
brewing because Cole Custer was trying to preserve a place in line, Dave. A.J. Allmendinger was not trying to extend him that courtesy.
It was short track racing. We've seen it 1,000 times. A.J. had a little bit of daylight, got up the inside on Cole Custer. May have thought he had him cleared, may have not, but they got together on the exit of turn number 4. Custer hooking A.J. in the right rear and turning him nose first into the fence. Both cars able to drive away.
As we work the caution flag, everybody continues on in the race. Nobody's taken their car back to the pit lane, so it's Tyler Reddick up front. Christopher Bell is second. Austin Cindric being scored third. Todd Gilliland is fourth. Ryan Preece is fifth. Sixth place right now is going to be the green and white entry of John Hunter Nemechek, then Cole Custer, Michael McDowell, and A.J. Allmendinger.
You know, we talk about the walls and the unique characteristics of this racetrack. Well, they just got a workout, and Haas factory team going to one car. Fab Shop's going to get a workout already, and the guys are going to, you know, the car's not beat up all that badly. It could have been, but both A.J. Allmendinger and Cole Custer look like they took hard hits, but I don't believe they're as hard as we thought they were.
No, and it doesn't seem like either driver, Custer or Allmendinger, are all that mad. Nobody really drove up to the other. Nobody extended a howdy hello out the window. They just fell back in line and getting ready to go for the next restart.
Yeah, perhaps maybe they'll save those howdy hellos for later on when they make it back to the garage. We'll put the pit drivers or pit reporters on notice. They're choosing right now. Again, they choose with 2 to go. And Tyler Reddick has chosen the inside lane. Christopher Bell choosing the outside lane. Row 2,
Salem.
you've got Austin Cindric and Ryan Preece. Todd Gilliland will opt for the inside of row 3 in the 5th spot.
With the battered car of Cole Custer starting on the outside of row number 3. Then it's John Hunter Nemechek and Michael McDowell. A.J. Allmendinger will be by himself back there in the 5th row.
Right,
so the field's going to get the
Bell,
1-to-go signal now.
Gillen,
We've
Preece,
completed 5
4,
laps.
Leon,
We've got
thank you so
20
much.
laps to go. And again, the top 5 will transfer. Right now, things are good for Tyler Reddick. Things are great for Christopher Bell. Not a mark on those cars, Alex, but we can't say the same for the balance of the field.
No, there have been some physical maneuvers being made out there at different parts of the racetrack. The worst of the whole deal had been Cole Custer and A.J. Allmendinger. They really hammered each other pretty good. Allmendinger's nose of his orange and white Chevrolet beat up, but he's going to maintain out here in the race.
Here comes the field out of 4. All eyes on Tyler Reddick, and when he goes in the restart zone, he goes midway in that zone. Green flag back in the air. The leaders haul it back to 2.
Again, a good jump by Reddick. He'll get away clean with the lead. The battle will be for second. Christopher Bell around the outside, slides in on Cindric's back bumper. Heavy-duty contact from behind, and they're 3 wide.
Yeah, Cindric hammered the back bumper of C. Bell, but it wasn't Cindric's fault. He was getting it from his back bumper.
And the big beneficiary is John Hunter Nemechek. He slides through the inside lane, takes 4th, and then gets dumped by Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece just nailed John Hunter after John Hunter nailed Preece a lap ago. Now here comes Todd Gilliland to get Preece the business. And again, this is all about what goes on in the madhouse.
And the fans are still on their feet. Some are applauding. Some not necessarily so much. John Hunter Nemechek, meanwhile, right rear quarter panel of that Dollar Tree Toyota has been caved in, and he looks like he's running a qualifying lap trying to get back up to the rest of the field.
Yeah, and he's got damage on that car. He's got damage on the right rear of that machine. Dave, this is all a byproduct of Bowman Gray Racing, but I'll tell you, man, this is a physical heat race we're seeing.
Crazy
Ryan
stuff.
Preece, though, having been on track earlier today, has just about had a belly full of what's going on in this racetrack this afternoon and tonight.
Well, Ryan had a rough afternoon in the modified race, got turned around 2 or 3 times before he finally said, to heck with this, I think I'll just go back to the garage and relax for a while. He got roughed up really hard on that restart, got put 3 wide, got shoved all the way up to the outside lane in turn 2, and then cashed in his chips on John Hunter Nemechek when they got to 3.
Isn't working
well, the race leaders they choose will be Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell second, Austin Cindric third, Ryan Preece 4th. Now 4th and 5th, it gets a little interesting. 4th is Michael McDowell, 5th is Todd Gilliland. Well, McDowell drove the car for the last few years that Gilliland is driving now. This is going to be fun to see how that goes as they are lining up nose to tail for the restart.
John Hunter Nemechek has taken his car to the garage. Damage on the right rear of that machine will have him out of this race. They'll obviously go to work on that car, and he'll be in the last chance qualifier tomorrow night before the main event. They have waved off the 1 to go. They've already chosen, so we continue under the caution flag here. 6 laps into the 25. That'll make this one up tonight.
One of the AMR safety trucks has now entered the racetrack over there in front of you, Dave Moody. Looks like they're going to go take a peek at the safer barrier.
Well, part of what they're going to do is look at the safer barrier, and that gives John Hunter Nemechek enough time to reemerge from the garage area and tag it in at the back of the field.
So as John Hunter rejoins the tail end of the field, he's going to have a lot of work to do. It looks like they didn't remove any of the damage or beat any of the quarter panels back out of the thing. So John Hunter's back on the racetrack, and right now we're getting the one to go again with 19 laps to go in this fourth and final heat race tonight.
A couple of Toyotas on the front row for the restart again. It will be Tyler Reddick from 2311 Racing and Joe Gibbs Racing's Toyota of Christopher Bell to his outside. Team Penske and Austin Cindric goes from the inside of row number 2. It's Ryan Preece from Roush Fenway Keselowski going in position number 4. Spire Motorsports' Michael McDowell starts on the inside of row number 3.
Field is inching closer and closer to the restart zone. Tyler Reddick again on the inside. Christopher Bell on the outside. It'll be 19 to go. Here they come to the line. Green flag is back in the air, and right now they're side by side for the point in one.
Tyler Reddick by half a car length on the inside lane. Seabell trying to hang with him. He's got room to duck into the low line. He'll do exactly that. He gets the bump from behind by Cindric, but he hangs on.
How about Ryan Preece flying around the outside of turn number 4? He's going to pull even with Christopher Bell.
Ryan Preece letting it ride on the outside. He puts a wheel up now on Christopher Bell. Preece all the way to the safer barrier and guns it off of turn 4.
One of the few moves we've seen work from the outside lane tonight. It's working so far, but he's not closed the deal.
He slips coming off turn number 2, falls back into the 3rd spot, and will wisely slide down in line in that position.
4th place right behind him is Austin Cindric. Here's a challenge and change for the final transfer spot.
Gilliland goes to the inside on Michael McDowell. He'll take the 5th position, try and pull away as they make it to turn 3 and 4.
Reddick away with the lead. Christopher Bell with a trunk full of Ryan Preece with Cindric, Gilliland, and McDowell lined up behind him.
And all of that's just fine with Tyler Reddick as he is pulled away quickly by 5 car lengths. He's all by himself. The battle is nose to tail from second on back.
Christopher Bell has got a trunk full of Ryan Preece. In turn, there's Austin Cindric and Todd Gilliland.
Gilliland is not done yet. He continues with the rear bumper massage on Austin Cindric. He bumps him again in turn 4, trying to move him up the racetrack.
There are 2 drivers in the tail end of the field that have damage of some sort. We're talking about John Hunter Nemechek, who just came from the garage. Cole Custer
Christopher Bell,
also
Ryan
has fallen
Preece,
to the tail end of the field
Cindric
after his
Gilliland.
contact with A.J. Allmendinger early on. We are halfway home in this heat race. We got 12 laps to go. Tyler Reddick away with the lead. They stack up from second on back.
Christopher Bell's got the 2 spot by about a half a car length over Preece. A car length more back to Austin Cindric. Right on his bumper is Gilliland.
Gilliland in that final transfer spot as a car length now on the Michael McDowell car as they exit turn number 2.
Todd Gilliland still very aggressive on the back bumper of Cindric, trying to manufacture some daylight so he can take another spot.
Right now on the racetrack, Tyler Reddick, class of the field. Bell's got a little bit of breathing room over Preece. It's Austin Cindric that we're keeping tabs on.
Get
he and Todd Gilliland racing for 4th and 5th.
5th.
Alex Michael McDowell would love to get back up there and take that spot away from Gilliland.
He would indeed, in the way it's playing out right now with 17 laps going on the board next time by. Of the cars not in the top 5, only Michael McDowell is hanging on to that group. So Michael McDowell, as it stands, Mike, seems to be the only one that could potentially get up there and challenge.
We'll see if he can do that. He's got his hands full right now.
23 cars will be in the field tomorrow.
Tyler Reddick continues to march away from the field. Christopher Bell was getting a lot of chin music from Ryan Preece for a while, Dave, but it looks like Preece has backed away and is letting Bell have a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, those 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th cars, for the most part, have calmed down a little bit. And I think that's got to do with the fact that they're all pulling away from Michael McDowell, who's fallen back now by about a car length and a half.
6 laps to go. Tyler Reddick's lead is a solid 8, maybe 10 car lengths. And Todd Gilliland still hanging on to that final transfer spot right now, Mike. But he looks in the mirror. Michael McDowell's not going away.
No, he's not. He's doing everything he can to try to get to the back bumper. However, there's work that needs to be done in order for McDowell to get that spot away. He's again slipping and sliding off 2.
Gilliland drifts a little high off turn number 2. Makes some accidental contact with the safer barrier, but McDowell unable to capitalize.
As we run right now, if it finishes this way, Roush Fenway Keselowski will put all 3 of their cars into the Cookout Clash main event tomorrow night. Preece right now, the final of those 3 RFK cars, solidly inside the top 5. He's running in the 3rd spot.
Tyler Tyler Reddick continues to pull away from the field. His lead now virtually a full front straightaway over Christopher Bell, who rides second.
Christopher Bell pulling away by a car length over Priest in the ongoing battle for the runner-up spot.
Priest has got the number 3 position, and it's a car length, maybe 2 back to Austin Cindric, who has, for the moment at least, fought off the charge of Gilliland.
White flag in the air. Tyler Reddick's on the back straightaway.
All by himself. No challenges, front or rear. An easy run to the checkered flag for Reddick.
Tyler Reddick will see the checkered flag. He'll win the final heat race of the night. Top 5 will advance to the main event. Reddick, Christopher Bell, Ryan Priest, Austin Cindric, and Todd Gilliland will be the 5 who will join the rest and race their way into the main event, the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray tomorrow night. From Bowman Gray Stadium, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right, that's it, y'all.
NASCAR fans, the thrill, the speed, the action. You can now experience it all for free on the NASCAR channel on Tubi. Feel the adrenaline with a library.
All right, so that is that. How's it still on? How's it still on? All right, there we go.
Proven to slow the progression.
Hope you're having a good time tonight. We appreciate it. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully with no issues.
Call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. General yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections.
Alrighty. Good to see you, CeeLo. Another season later. Leonardo, thanks for being here. Appreciate you, Leonardo. Thanks, everybody that hung out tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, the raw feed will be working tomorrow, and we'll have a good time. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate you tonight. It's been fun. We'll see you back tomorrow night. Thank you, One World. Jordan and his daughter. What are you talking about? What happened? Is there something going down? What happened? What are you talking about, Richard?
Might want more time. We're flexible. So you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home.
Amy. See ya, Amy.
Big Pots, your personal moving and storage team.
Seems like we care. Seems like we place. Nobody likes a cracked windshield.
Have a good night, everyone. Catch y'all tomorrow. CeeLo, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Are there Hendrick cars in? We'll go over the standings here, I guess, if they'll show it. We'll have the last chance qualifier tomorrow. Got your first diecast car today. Awesome, random. Awesome, awesome. Just waiting on it to come back here. Until tomorrow, Paul, thank you. Oh, boy. Oh, it's been a while since I've sat for 4 hours. Thank you, CeeLo. Did a great job. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, everybody. San Diego Kid, so far, Bowman had a great race tonight. Yeah. He had a good race. And we'll see if they give you the full rundown of the top 20. Now, tomorrow, the last chance qualifier, first and second will get in, and then the 23rd car will be whoever's left in the top 24 from last year in the points. I'm not sure what happened with Jordan. I don't understand. He's a rest in peace. You're welcome, Kenneth Fox. You're welcome, Kenneth Fox.
2 and 3 were pretty tame. And then heat number 4, calamity once again.
But Tyler Reddick goes wire to wire to win his qualifying heat, earning the 4th starting spot in tomorrow night's 200-lap Clash?
Well, they're going to
We'll be saying both a lot, won't we?
Yeah, I think as you look at this lineup, I think that row 5, I think that's a big surprise. I think the
SVG and Noah Gregson in row 5.
I don't think anybody would have pegged him, but the RFK cars did great tonight.
Absolutely. Let's just keep
Byron
going.
Priest, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace,
line and making it work.
Kosovar, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez,
2 more from the last chance qualifier. And
Alex
Ronnie
Bowman
Blaney.
and Todd Gillen in row 10.
Get the provisional. You can pass on the outside here. You can bump and run. Or you got a lot of opportunities.
Well, I think that outside groove is definitely the thing that's the biggest surprise to me, as we've seen them make that work. So it's going to be physical, but the outside groove is there if you need to make some ground.
I'll tell you, there's some more surprises. Look at the 5-car, Kyle Larson, champion. He's not in this show, folks. Another champion, Blaney, not in the show, folks. Can they make it happen? Last chance. Coming up tomorrow night, we're going to see.
Join us tomorrow on Fox for the last chance qualifier at 6 p.m. Then NASCAR race day to get you ready for the NASCAR Clash at Bowman Gray, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. This is going to be fun. Hope you enjoyed our practice and qualifying heats here at Bowman Gray Stadium, one of NASCAR's historic tracks. See you tomorrow night. College Hoops coming up next on FS1.
All right, so that's it, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Thanks so much. Oh, look at that blue sky behind us, that dark blue. But thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight at on the channel. We appreciate our first stream back. We'll see you tomorrow night for everything. I want to thank my lovely wife, Spain, for everything that she does while I'm here hanging out with you guys. I want to thank my mods for moderating today, taking care of those troublemakers. I want to thank the members, new members today. Lots of new subscribers as well. We'll go through these really quick. BC subscribed, Joshua, Scott Peterson, Big J became a member, Hell BM666 subscribed, Coach with a $9.99, Braden Stone with a $9.99, John Hill subscribed, James subscribed, Nicole subscribed, IDK, NASCAR Monster Jam, Chris Hunt became a member, Janelle subscribed, Northern Lights Entertainment, Trucker Cowboy, Dakota 417, Tua's David, and Beth Milligan, and all the ones that subscribed earlier today as well. Those, thank you so much. So appreciate all the love. We thank you. We will see y'all tomorrow. And I guess we're back. We'll figure it out, the rest coming soon. So thank you guys again. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. And CeeLo is out. Peace.